Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of the Mariguard Mercenaries. Before we get started, we're going to go ahead and give a player an opportunity for inspiration for a recap. Emily, you volunteered already. Are you ready to go?
I am.
All
Hello, it's me. Session 11. We fought a courser for most of the session, and it was very scary. Ken immediately tried to put it to sleep out of the gate, and that did not work, so he dived into the brush. Um, Doll, kind of tried to, get out of its trajectory and shot an arrow at it. Grief basically spent the whole fight, hiding in a brush, but I think got a couple of hits on it at some point. The courser, immediately got Doll in its mouth. Um, Spring kind of called out to not attack it with thunder, lightning, or slashing, and tried to web it without success. Like everything Spring did in this fight was not useful. But she did cast Sanctuary.
Not
Uh,
true,
she,
not true.
she cast Sanctuary on Doll, which we later discovered was not a way to keep the courser from swallowing a thing. But best effort. Scythe raged and got close to it, and then immediately got knocked back by its tail. But then did shoot her rifle at it, which summoned a person to come help us later. Griffith summoned this Hound of Ill Omen that I think got like 3 hits on this thing throughout. Like this thing hit it more than Spring hit it the whole time. So good job, Hound of Ill Omen. And also and then the Griffix mind slivered it, which was great. Ken spent a lot of the fight viciously mocking the courser, mostly about her little baby, and it just hilariously didn't work a bunch of the times. So we decided that she had very strong sense in her parenting skills. Doll nat 20'd his strength save to get out of the courser's mouth, and then drank a potion and ran away. Um, Meanwhile, both Scythe and Sylvie kind of came up and were harassing it. Sylvie got a couple of smites on it. Scythe got a couple of good hits and good baps on it. Um, but eventually, the courser got Scythe in its mouth also, and Spring cast Sanctuary on her, but it didn't work, and Scythe got swallowed. Oh no. Um, and eventually Ken healed Sylvie a little bit with every little thing is gonna be all right, which was cute. Um, and Doll got a sneak attack off on it. Uh, and eventually it eventually knocked Sylvie unconscious, in part because Griffix cast Dissonant Whispers on the courser, which was really useful insofar as it took a bunch of psychic damage, but then it ran over Sylvie. And so then he
It did
did
that more than once.
yeah, Sylvie just got well, it did that more than once, but it only did it one time because of Dissonant Whispers.
True.
Um and so Sylvie just got completely knocked around by this thing. Um and eventually went down. But then we had this mysterious stranger that cast a guiding bolt at it, kind of broke through the tree line and to help us. But that was kind of near the end of the fight. Spring eventually did get to punch it, but it didn't. But it didn't make the courser belch up, vomit up Scythe. But
But it
Scythe
did free
uh,
our friend who was
uh,
underneath it.
Scythe did crit on the courser from in its stomach, which was rad as hell. And then Griffix got the killing blow on it with Dissonant Whispers, and then it fell down on top of Doll had just gone down and was unconscious because of a tail attack, and so this courser basically fell down on Doll. And both Scythe and theoretically the stranger were going to lift it up, but Spring was so freaked out about it that she used her repulsion shield kind of against what it's supposed to do, and ended up breaking her repulsion shield to kind of repulse the courser off of Doll. So he could then be healed and stabilized, and had a potion put in his mouth by Scythe. And then Ken got Sylvie back up on her feet also. Um, Ken introduced himself to the stranger, who introduced himself as Narcath, who we had learned from some grief earlier that evening. Seems to be the dragon that kind of protects this part of the world from Gria. I can't remember if he's bronze. I think he's a bronze dragon. Um, so we kind of knew that he was a dragon, but he didn't really introduce himself as such. And then he kind of bounced and let us like alone. Griffix, before his shadow puppy ran away, got a little like vision of Dusk, his new potential patron question mark, like little genie person that he made a potential pact, but definitely a deal with to kind of like look out for. Um, and Grief basically like came out and was like, "Wow, you're the first people I've heard of to take on a Courser and live." Dahl offered his magic fire rapier to cut away the hide, and Spring was like, "I don't know, I think that might damage the hide." And Dahl was like, "Okay, fuck you, I guess you can't have my rapier." Um, we got about 200 pounds of coarser leather, and also managed to get with a really high survival check from Scythe that included some bardic inspiration, which was great. We got the seismokinetic cancellation gland, which is super valuable. Spring tried to apologize for Dahl for being short with him about the rapier, but Dahl basically told her to fuck off and not talk to him right now. Sylvie, in the meantime, is like lying in the mud, kind of like chilling and trying to recover, and just got a note in her hand from Persh saying that he had a strange dream last night, and was like, "Have you been shipwrecked on Holdrift? And also, like, what is the status of the mission? And like, is Silvermane okay? Like, what's going on?" And so Sylvie wrote back and was like, "Yes, we are shipwrecked on Holdrift. Our papers are at the bottom of the ocean, but the crab are been looking for them. Silvermane is safe and with the rest of the crew, and the Banasite, half of the Banasite survived. The mission is still technically possible. Please send more paper." The parchment then disappeared, and Sylvie had just been knocked out by courtiers, so she was like, "I don't know if that ever actually happened or if I hallucinated it or what." So she like knows that Persh is in contact with us and just has straight up hasn't told the party that yet. Meanwhile, so we basically at that point were like 20 minutes away from oh my gosh, where I didn't write down the name of
Hidden.
the hidden. We were like 20 minutes away from hidden, so we got there, and immediately Dahl and Sylvie were like, "Okay, peace out. We're going to the tavern." So they chill. They like went to immediately chill at the tavern, and the rest of the party went to like sell the coarser leather. Scythe also joked about healing with cakes, and got Dahl to believe it briefly, which was funny. Um, Dollspring, Scythe, and Griffix all went to the trappers to kind of like see what we could get, see what we could sell this coarser leather for. After some back and forth, we got a deal of 5 gold a pound. It also worth noting that this person that has this little stand on Holdrift is related to uh, one of the Mariguard like teachers, Triss. And so Spring asked, like, "Is there anything you want us to tell Triss?" And he was like, "She owes me 20 plat." So I guess we have a message to deliver eventually. Um, we got 5 gold a pound. We got 200 pounds, so we got some good money for that. And then we kind of cut back to the tavern, and Dahl was like, "Look, Sylvie, can you just not proselytize or make anything weird?" He was clearly in a bad mood, and Sylvie was like, "I will make an effort." And so they got drinks. Sylvie got whiskey, bourbon, and rum all at the same time, which like still kind of puts my teeth on edge with how bad it sounds. And they had a conversation about how Dahl is like clearly upset, not just about like the shipwreck, but also about the fight generally, that he slipped and triggered a thing, but also kind of like how it went and how the tactics in the fight weren't great. And so they had talked about how they should maybe talk about their tactics as a group at some point. The bartender, a Haragon named Whiskery Pete, overhears these two talking about like killing a courser and then gives them their next drink for free because that shit is very cool. Meanwhile, we cut back to team shopping, and Grief was basically saying, "Okay, now we're gonna go to the alchemist. The alchemist is named Swirla," and like implied that like there was some sort of beef that he had with Swirla. And Ken was immediately like, "Romantic," and Grief was like, "No, man, just don't. She sucks.
Don't say my name.
I'm not going in there. Don't say my name." Ken, shirtless by the way, because Ken had like used his shirt to wrap up the seismokinetic cancellation gland. So shirtless Ken immediately started flirting with Swirla and calling her the most beautiful goblin ever because she's a goblin. Um, her there's like all these bottles outside of her place. It's a very chaotic place, and so he has this like long conversation with Swirla, and is trying to Spring's increasing horror. She's like, "What is happening?" Um, but he did get some interesting information because he was sort of seeding, and this also happened in the conversation with the hide person also, um, he was kind of seeding this idea of like, is there more Banasite in some water somewhere? He was like trying to basically figure out like, have we been made with how much Banasite that we buried in the sand? Like, is that maybe like leaking out? Have people figured out that we've buried Banasite? And it seems like no, because like it seems according to Swirla at least there doesn't seem to be a way to track those things. So they have a really interesting conversation about Banasite, and then eventually we do eventually sell our seismokinetic cancellation gland for a good price because of Ken's flirting, and then Swirla like very much is like, I'm expecting to see you later, so we'll see if Ken actually goes back and like uh, go, uh, sees that through. Spring immediately bounced to go get a new shield, and the rest of the party talked about like attractiveness. And Griffiths kind of teased Ken for like, so do you like him green or what? And like there was some sort of like, Grief, do you find me attractive thing? And Grief eventually was sort of like, I mean, Ken is kind of attractive but kind of arrogant, and Ken seemed kind of like taken aback by that. And then Ken asked what Grief's deal was with Swirla, and then immediately Grief was mad at him for being like, "Dude, why did you bring me up in the first place?" He was like, "This bridge is burned. Like, let's not talk about it anymore." Spring did get her shield, which ended up being a shield with a symbol of three stone pillars and an eye, which was the symbol for the Grey Watch, this like order of mages in KO. And so it's a good shield. She has it. Meanwhile, Sylvie and Doll are talking about the possibility of a team name, and basically Sylvie wants to call them the Green Team, which Doll seemed okay with. And then Sylvie was like, "What about green sleeves?" And Doll was like, "Not okay with that. No, we don't need work energy here." Um, Doll also with his crazy high insight caught Grief whispering something to this other dude at the bar, Addie, this elven dude, and it like was a little bit unclear what he was doing, but it seemed like he was like Addie. It seemed to suggest that Addie belonged in a different location, but was still here for some reason. So I think Doll didn't say anything about that, but like caught that had happened. Addie also did seem to like the name of the Green Team and was going to like vouch for it eventually when Sylvie brought it up. Ken asked for mulled wine at a pirate bar and ended up with like some water and some wine and like some salt and pepper. um, and he eventually decided to busk and rolled a nat 20, so he did end up getting 3 silver, but like otherwise did not get very much. Sylvie pitches the idea of the Green Team. Spring and Scythe are both sort of like on the idea. Spring is like, we have a name. It's, Mercenary Adventuring Company 14. Um, and Meanwhile, Spring also discovered that her Grey Watch shield gives her +1 AC to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing, which is pretty cool. And the fact that she like kind of mentions the Grey Watch made everyone sort of think, oh, what if we were the Green Watch? So that's like a potential name. I don't think we ever completely settled on like what
No,
it is
it's
other than
confirmed.
it might be green. And if in case you have not added it to your inventory, we got 11 from all of the stuff that we sold. We got 211 gold each, with 6 left over for Grief. Sylvie also has not told anyone that she's been in contact with Birch. We ended the session by basically like finishing our drinks, and we're going to do our parlay with Kayla.
Okay, I think you pretty much covered everything that happened. Well done. Inspiration passed to you. So, I do believe that was the last thing that was happening. It was in the tavern, you guys were preparing to leave. So, I'm going to pull you over to the Tavern Splash. Or I'm not. Hey, Foundry, please. What's going on here? I can't right-click.
Maybe you need to close it and try again.
Sure. I've never seen this before. One moment.
Foundry is a flawless piece of technology.
I can't change the scene for you guys. If I can't... What on earth?
Isn't there supposed to be some key that does right click or
Yeah, it's alt. It's not. It doesn't do anything for Foundry.
Sheesh.
Hold on. Maybe there's a way to do this from the scene splash limits. Hold on. Uh, hold on. So, as all of you are about to make your way out of the tavern, you'll notice that the individual that had spent some time with you before, Addie, had already left. And right as you're getting ready to, like, get up, Whiskery Pete just kind of waves you all goodbye. Stay safe out there.
Thanks, man.
I can't have my customers not returning.
Nope.
They're few and far between these days. Well, new ones.
Yeah, has that elf we were talking to been here for a long time?
Oh, couple of years.
Oh. Right, that's it. Just curious.
Oh,
Interesting.
Whiskery Pete, like, begins the unending idle animation of bartenders everywhere where he wipes a glass with a rag.
mhm.
Buddy, good job. Wipe it.
So, what do you all do?
I take this opportunity to cast Mage Armor on myself because I realized I didn't have it on.
Good thinking.
Hey.
Oh, my constant struggle as a spellcaster.
What does Mage Armor look like for Griffix?
Hmm.
I didn't realize it had to get so flashy, but I guess it does look like something. But he's all about it's very dark black chainmail.
Sick.
Oh,
Interesting.
Sick.
So
Okay.
it just looks like chain. It just looks
That
like
is
actual
interesting.
armor.
Yeah, and
Love
I
that.
might have used all my spell slots just trying to get this done. And I'm like, my AC is still 13. I
Okay.
just feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, so Foundry
Okay.
doesn't know when you do that because there's no way for Foundry to know anymore. So instead, we just know that you have Mage Armor on, which increases your AC to 12 plus your Dexterity bonus,
Okay.
plus any other, like, Ring of Protection, Cloaks of Protection, anything like that.
So I'll figure that out and I'll get back to you. Because
Let me
it's
help
more
you. Let's look at. I'm gonna look at your inventory real quick, see if you have any magic items that. Yeah. So your AC is 16.
Okay.
I apologize, Foundry will not keep track of that for you anymore. Ever since they did the connection to D&D Beyond, this is my life. So your AC is 16, while your Mage Armor is on. If you want to make a note of that to yourself, it might help.
Yeah.
So after everything that happened, the Courser fight and sifting through the town of Hidden's front, basically, you all sit at the tavern for a while, and then, as you get up to leave, Griffix, puts on
Oh.
magical armor.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Why have you never
Thank
done
you.
that before?
You know what? I don't normally have this impending feeling that we're about to go someplace dangerous.
That's
You know?
optimistic of you.
Yeah. Aren't we mercenaries?
Well, right. This is the one time I'm like, maybe I should prepare for battle or something. Just an idea.
Smart.
Aren't we
So,
just gonna go talk? Like,
I hope so.
Yeah. Right. Don't know why I have a
Spring-
bad idea about this.
Spring tilts her head and says, "Nice craft."
Well, he's heard us talk before.
You have a good point.
By the way, what are we parlaying talking about here? It's like they went all the way to go visit us at the shipwreck, and then did we say parlay or what? Because I don't know why we're talking to the head of Hidden Cove.
Ken convinced them to parlay. I have a suspicion that when they showed up on the beach, they were trying to make a show of strength and also potentially trying to figure out if they could take anything from us. They did have weapons and everything. And then we had high ground, and they seemed to want to back off after that.
Okay, so it's not like they have any specific items on their agenda, or we do. We're
That
just
we know of.
Well,
We're
there is the
giving their
matter
permission
of,
to be on their island. That's what we're doing.
there is also the matter of whether or not we want to complete that task that we were given by the wizard.
No,
Yeah.
that like what that guy was asking was bullshit.
Well, we
For
don't know that
the
we've been
amount
in
of
contact with the Meriguard Academy, so right now
Hmm.
the
Yeah,
rest of
uh,
us
what
might still be considering it.
I had
I
this
think
crazy
we might.
dream the other night
Yeah.
where I spoke to someone named Shadow. I thought I told you guys about it. I mean, I mentioned it when I first woke up from my bad dream, but I guess I didn't tell everybody. But either way, there was somebody from the Shadow Fae realm that I might be getting us a message to Persh. I
Oh,
wonder if Persh has gotten that message yet.
Also,
oh
her name was
damn.
Dusk.
Dusk, my bad.
Okay.
What did I say?
From the shadow.
Shadow.
Same theme.
Just shadow.
Nighttime.
Shadow
I
from the
may,
Shadowfell.
I may have a development on that front, guys.
Oh, really?
You
I
know
I
about his
may.
dream?
No, well, sort of. So I got a message.
You
Uh,
got a message from Persh and you didn't tell us.
I didn't say who
Oh.
I got it from. It was from
What was that
Persh.
from?
Ah,
Uh-huh.
Oh, he knows we're
But
here.
you need to let me finish, Spring. I got it from. Well, I think it was from Persh. I'm not entirely certain if I hallucinated or not, but he said that he had a weird dream about some person saying that we got shipwrecked. So he asked if we were shipwrecked,
So
and I
you
said
got a
yes.
message from Persh, and now he knows that we're shipwrecked.
Okay, so it's sounding like we don't have to do
Calxworth's thing.
Calquarth's thing, but they
No,
still
yeah,
might
fuck
have
that guy.
resources to help us fix our ship, so we should still go parlay.
yeah, and I like the Ken. I like where your head's at. Like, we're just there. Half of this is just parlaying for getting permission for being on their island, and that stating our intentions, and hopefully we'll be out of their hair soon.
Do we really want to ask for permission to be on the island that we got
Hmm.
shipwrecked on?
We
Seems
won't
like
say it in that that exact thing, but we don't want to be rude. It is their
I,
island. We just
I'm
want
in
to be like,
favor.
hey,
I'm in favor of not being rude. I don't think that we should really start from a position of weakness in this way.
Don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
sometimes
Right?
it's okay
Is
to
that what
start
she's
from a
saying?
position. Sometimes it's okay to start from a position of weakness. Like sometimes it's okay to make them think that they have the upper hand on you.
Yeah.
It's not always about being the strong
Sometimes
person.
it's smart.
Well, what I don't think we should do is let them know anything about what was on the ship.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
that was
shit,
my
So we
Sophie.
should.
That was my
Well,
first
okay,
thing that I
you
was
don't
gonna
have to
tell
be
them.
mean about it. What
Go
I'm
for
trying
it.
to say is we should get a story together if she asks what was on the ship, so we're not all like corn or apple. Like we're not all just generating nonsense. We should have our story straight.
Okay.
That's an
Um,
excellent point.
We're
What was
mercs.
on
Why
the
do we
Thank
ship?
care
you.
what is in the storage compartment?
Yeah, but we would at least know.
We were
Would we?
hired to protect a client.
those
Okay.
transporting
we don't-
hides.
We're not paid
Yeah,
to ask questions about what's
we're
in
not
the
paid to
storage
ask questions,
compartment.
but like, why is it hard for you to take the 10 seconds to think of an
No,
excuse we
I
can all
agree.
say
I
if they
agree.
ask?
If,
Like,
it'd be weird if we didn't know
No, I
at
think
all
that
what we
is
were
my
transporting.
my story is I don't get paid to ask questions.
okay, well that's my story.
Agreed.
I'm
We
gonna
get
That's
I'm
paid to
gonna say it
protect
was an
Doll's story.
I don't know what would be appropriate. Plushies, t-shirts.
Insurance. transporting insurance?
Just say you were protecting a client.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Oh, the client itself was the transport. Okay.
And if they ask, "Where's the client?" say we're not paid to answer these kinds of questions. Like,
Well, they
that's
died at sea.
why would we tell them that?
Why not? It's sad.
I
They
think
got swept
I
away
think
when
that we
our
should tell them.
when our ship got caught in the storm.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna tell them
Oh, that's
anything,
sad.
so it's up to
Okay,
you
yes.
guys.
Oh, it was a bride. Oh, that would be nice. Bride swept to sea.
And I think we're
Wait,
overcomplicating
regarding a
I
this.
think Ken is
bride?
writing a song. I don't
Storm.
think he's
don't
talking
think
about
that
the plan anymore.
I don't think we should necessarily
Ken, are you the bride?
make up a
No,
story.
Well,
no, I'm not
Ken.
the bride. There was a bride that we were
No,
escorting
like metaphorically
to get
though,
married.
aren't you the bride on the inside?
I mean, I could be.
Thanks for that, Ken.
Uh,
Brides get
I
transported all
don't
the time.
understand. Is that part of the story now?
No.
No. Oh, okay, so we're transporting a client. Are we saying his actual name, or are we making up a name?
Oh my god.
I think we can
Am I
just say
overcomplicating this?
you're overcomplicating this. I think we can just say that we were
Oh.
transporting.
Well, how about I just don't talk, and then we're good.
Yeah, anybody who is going to talk should have a story to fall back on. You never know. You know what I mean? You never know what they're going to ask. So agree on a name. If it comes to that, try not to give it up. That's my advice.
Right. So are we giving his
Shayla.
actual name?
Shayla.
Got it. Shayla.
Shayla what?
And what is she? Other
She
than a
was
bride.
Centaur.
She was
Okay.
a human.
Okay.
They're
Do you
very
guys remember who the client was?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I knew
the
it was
dude, though.
Silvermane or
Silvermane.
Silvermane or something like that.
A dwarf
Silvermane
named
was our
Silvermane
client.
was our client.
Yeah, but we
Okay,
don't want to
just
give him his
checking,
actual
just
name
checking.
because they might be able to piece stuff together.
Right. The question was whether we were trying to give any real information at all.
yeah.
She's the daughter of a human duke.
I don't.
She got swept out to sea in the storm that broke
She
our
sells
ship.
seashells
She
by the
sells
seashore.
seashells.
Shayla sells seashores by the seashells. You know what I'm saying.
Okay,
Do we?
let's go. We got
Yeah.
it.
Perfect. Break.
Oh, are you all ready? Finally?
Mhm.
It's important to get your story
like
straight,
listening to our
Grief.
story.
That's fine. Grief's cool.
So we go walk into, or we go to the door and knock on where.
Is it a door? Like
Not at all.
Where?
Let me help. You all leave the tavern, you leave the Spoke of the Helm, making your way up the main streets of Hidden. And as you do, you approach what Grief pointed out earlier, the large tent that looked like it was
Dare you?
almost like a war tent from a campaign, taken out of its proper environment and plopped into the middle of the end of the street, at the end of the dock line here in Hidden. As you approach, you see there are a couple. Well, they don't look like guards. They look like sailors who have been made to perform as guards. They look bored. And as you're approaching, the one on the left opens his mouth and Grief says, "They're parlaying, you know. Why you're here." And the guard doesn't say anything, he just... "Attention! Strangers about." And then you hear some shuffling, and then Kyla Stormcaller emerges from the tent.
Oh,
I'm looking.
respectfully.
I was gonna say.
Ken, do you have a shirt on yet?
Too pretty.
Yeah, I put it
Yeah,
back on.
put the shirt. Keep it
I
back
could.
on.
I
got
remember
dressed up.
describing it was a little squidgy in the middle
Squidgy.
from where it was
So
contacting
just
the
a big
organic
wet
balloon.
blotch on the front of his shirt. No, he pressed himself, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he cleaned it up. emerging around the chieftain,
Clean.
you see there are a couple other individuals. You also hear a dog barking
Aw.
from somewhere inside the tent. As Kayla emerges, you see around her emerging lots of, like,
Does it
lesser...
sound like a little yappy dog?
No, it sounds like a mastiff.
This is not a woman who would have a yappy
Big
dog.
boof. Big boof.
Yeah.
I was just checking.
I respect that.
She looks at you all and she says, I trust you found your trip here safe.
That's a
Mm,
good one.
We got here in one piece.
Word about the town was a courser was taken out just outside the gates. So Norcath told me as well. That was your doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Strangers sure know how to make a splash.
I mean, it was the Corsair or us. We didn't. We chose us, obviously.
I can respect that. Why don't y'all come in and have a seat?
It'd be a pleasure. Thank you.
She turns around and the small posse of... At glance, they might have been guards, but at closer look, Doll, you recognize a lot of the tells of your own trade.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of secreted away sharp objects, a couple blackjacks hanging from belts, no obvious armaments,
Mm-hmm.
and clothes that are easy to move in. If not necessarily dark, just clothes that don't hinder your dexterity. They all head into the tent, and they expect you to follow.
insight check. Is this a trap?
Ken follows.
Yeah, kind of the same.
Yeah, you can roll an
Are
insight
there
check.
weird bad vibes?
That's what I was wondering. I mean,
Anybody?
there's not great vibes.
Anybody can roll an insight check if they'd like.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, I forgot to reconnect. I rolled a 15.
I mean, it's tense.
Yeah, it's in a tent. I know that.
I had to restart D&D Beyond as well. Okay.
I'm glad Meg laughed.
I love puns.
That's a 4, but it's higher than that because I can't roll lower on insight than an 8.
It's
so...
a base 10, isn't it?
No, it's base 8.
Oh,
So
does it
then
get
we're at
higher?
17.
I'm just like pulled 5 off of the board and turned her sideways.
I'm sorry, say that again?
This cat is very.
Oh.
Oh, you're
Okay.
talking about a
Yeah,
cat.
I was curious about what was happening there.
Yeah.
I have
I'm-
17.
With a 17 and a
sorry.
15 and an 18, it's tense. But you don't see, well, what you're looking for are the tense muscles, the adrenaline, the anticipation of a fight about to begin, and you don't see that.
Mm-hmm. But before we go in, I will say, Doll will kind of, like, all these people are dangerous, so just watch yourself.
I'm gonna switch my cantrip on my artificer multi-tool to
To
message.
okay.
To what?
What?
Well, Ken follows. He was prepared to
I
follow.
mean,
me
yeah,
with
it's
the
the-
inside check.
Sylvie
Okay.
will
Go
also
in the
follow.
tent.
As you all go in the tent, you hear the dog barking. It's louder. You see there is a flap on the left side of the tent that's closed. But the barking sounds like it's coming from literally right next to you. And there is nothing there.
Visible dog.
Kyla makes like a shushing motion with her hand, and then the barking stops. She makes her way into the room. There is a low table surrounded by poofs that she kind of sits at one place and gestures for all of you to sit. Coffee, ale, any other kind of drink, water.
Do you have
Ale?
any mulled wine?
Coffee sounds good.
Do I have any what?
Mulled wine? The tavern didn't have it. No worries if you don't have it. I'll be fine with coffee. I was just wondering.
Afraid not. Sorry.
Coffee then would be great, and Ken will like
Coffee would be good.
flourish with his like cloak and sit down on one of the poofs.
A gesture is made. One of the guards that was around you goes into another side tent flap, and then will emerge in a few minutes with coffee. So,
So I'm sure that our presence here has surprised you, not pleasantly.
it was a surprise, aye. Before anything else, I think some proper introductions are in order.
Of course.
I'm Chieftain Kyla Stormcaller. This is my town.
Your time?
Town.
Town.
My little spot of the world. The one I'm in charge of. And who might all
Were
of you be?
elected?
No.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I was just curious, like some towns do elect their representatives.
I was
so
assigned.
that speaks very highly of you that they trust you to assign you. My name is Kinsidon Nightvine. I'm part of the Mariguard Academy.
And she
I'm
looks...
Griffix. Sojourn. We're all with the Meriguard Academy.
We're the Green Watch.
To be decided.
No,
and
I'm
Bye.
pretty sure that's it.
Fantastic eye roll from Spring.
Hey, I'm silly.
Spring, Klein.
And all of you are... Mariguard.
Yeah.
Yes, we were hired to protect a client on the merchant ship that you came across.
She turns to look at Scythe, who's not there. So then she turns to look at
I looked back.
She's upside down. And
And Yar?
Side.
Right. And then she looks at you, doll.
I'm called Doll. I'm also a mercenary.
She looks at you for a long moment.
There's that chicken you.
Looks back. What?
There is a gesture that kind of looks like Kyla just scratching at her chin to anybody else.
Thieves can't.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You get a question.
Are you gonna play along?
So, this is a question, doll, that you can hear and no one else can. It's in Thieves' Cant to you. Job gone bad.
So he will kind of respond. I don't know, however Thieves Can't works. Like he'll kind of look at her and look away, and then kind of look back and do a type of glance that says, "Yeah, but like it might not be unsalvageable."
Does Maxwell know?
Okay, Echo, who's Maxwell?
Maxwell is the rogue instructor.
Ah, yeah. Well, Persh knows. So he'll nod a little bit, or affirmative, whatever that is.
Sure.
picks
You
his
Thieves
nose.
Can't it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to come up with this. It's a
Okay.
language.
So
To
that-
everyone else, there's like it kind of looks like Kayla's thinking, and she's like scratching her chin,
Doll's just
and, like rubbing
fidgeting.
her face. Yeah, that's basically what it looks like to anybody else. All right. What y'all doing here?
Shipwreck?
Right. How did it
Yeah,
happen?
We were shipwrecked. There was a
Some-
storm.
Leviathan.
That.
Yeah.
Do you know what this island is?
Volcanic.
Right.
For the copper
Sure.
mask.
It's not a
Hidden?
test.
Oh.
It is a port for the copper mask. Gold star for your tinkerer. We've been here a while.
Also, it's apparently the horde of a green dragon.
Don't remind me. She can lay
and a home
claim.
of the wizard too. That Calquirth.
Aye. We've already said the important bit, so you can stop.
Oh, okay. There's also Fae here.
Aye.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she needs to know any more about her island, Ken. She lives here.
We are a port for the copper mask. We're a smuggling town. The people who live here for a limited amount of time before they're allowed to go back to wherever it is that they like to go. Hence, my assignment. Most of those who live here are employed by the copper mask. We stay here, handling trade that comes in, and it goes out to where it needs to go. There's a large ship coming in. I am aware you all visited the wizard Calquirth. I am also aware that he has some problems with our business here. And I wanted to ask... You don't intend for anything foul to occur to that ship, do you?
No.
Nope.
She's rolling an insight check.
Luckily, we agreed that that guy's offer was bullshit.
I need deception or persuasion checks.
From everybody.
From everybody. Well,
Even the
Yeah.
people who haven't spoken.
the people who haven't spoken don't have to roll anything.
All right.
I just rolled a 10.
Flat.
Hilariously, Spring is rolling better than our bard, which I think is so
Was
funny.
it? Are you guys rolling perception or deception?
Persuasion.
Deception.
Did I say perception?
You said
You
perception.
said perception.
Ugh.
Why is Scythe down here and sideways?
Oh,
Listen.
I should have rolled persuasion. I have plus 9.
Heimdall.
Heimdall.
Whatever.
The hymening.
Always are mysterious.
Heimdall moved her, and I tried to move her back, and it wouldn't go.
Oh, well, she's going to stay there, because...
I don't know.
There we go.
I don't know how he did it.
He's a talented boy.
I can't move your token any more than that, because it's breaking, so I'm just
Oh.
going to leave it there.
All my cat
I'm
does. is
sorry
touch me.
that my cat has ruined everything.
Sure.
I have given him his dinner, so hopefully he'll calm the fuck down.
Anyway, so with... You're rolling persuasion, correct?
I
Okay.
am.
What did you roll?
15. Sorry, I didn't go through. I tried to reset it.
Oh, it's... Don't worry, the foundry is just...
Busted.
It's done. We're just going to use dice and our mouths. That's good to hear. Calquirth's been here for quite a while. Longer than me. But the city's been here for longer than either of us. So, some things will continue as planned and some things won't. So you've shipwrecked on Holdrift in the middle of what I'd like to call a stormy season. Grea has been aggressive. Norcath has been passive. My own crew and troops have been put to the test. And in this moment, your boat crashes on the far side, out of the blue, at the hands of a Leviathan. Right when things are getting more and more problematic.
Isn't that always the way? It's always one thing after another. That's just life, though.
It's never easy. I'll agree with that.
You
Right.
sound like a person that needs something.
What do you think I need?
We also need things. We need our ship repaired so we can get out of the island and off your hair.
I noticed there were efforts of a dry dock and repairs being made.
Yeah.
It didn't look like they were going very quickly.
Been a
None of them are
week.
ship makers, they're sailors, right? And they don't have supplies because Gria is not going to let them just take everything from her forest, right?
She certainly would have a problem with
Carpenter was the one that
logging.
hands lost, I believe.
Unfortunate. Well, it is fortunate that you might have a guild member, or at least a previous one, amongst your folk. And she's looking at Doll.
Mm.
Ken will turn around to look at Doll too.
What?
Would this
God.
be any surprise to any of the other party members? I mean, he's a rogue.
Would think not, but
What?
I assure you, I'm surprised.
I mean, I think it's a surprise
I had
in that
no idea.
it's a little weird for the Copper Mask to just be like, that guy, he used to be ours. Like,
yep.
I don't know. It's
So,
pretty on the DL.
if you are surprised
So
by
it was
this,
a bit of a
Kyla like turns and
mental-
looks at you and
Doll's
You-
like,
I will
Mace
say
is like,
the-
this is what I'm dealing with, man.
The only thing that happens, Spring does look surprised for half a second because she is used to being called out as a guild member, and it takes her a second to be
It's a
like,
different
oh,
kind
wait,
of
Guild,
guild.
babe.
oh wait, different guild. Okay, we're good. We're caught up.
Their goods and services is stabbing.
I mean, I'm with the Mariguard now, but
Hi. So you are. She, like, the unspoken word is so is Maxwell.
mhm.
Uh,
So what's up?
the Copper Mask has been tasked with something fairly important as of late. At least for the last couple of years. If you'd be willing to do the Copper Mask a favor, we might be willing to do you a favor.
What favor is that?
There's somebody here on this island. Somebody that's been here for a couple of years. Somebody that's, well, eager to leave. I think perhaps with the right arrangement, your group might be the key that we need.
I mean, we could take somebody with us, no problem.
It's not just somebody. It's an important person.
How
So,
important?
well,
Mm.
let me say the reason why I'm considering trusting you is partly because of your bindings to my own employer, but also you did kill a courser. You have shown to act with some form of integrity. And Grief's reports do shine you in a fairly positive light as to your judgments and calls upon your landing here at Huldrift. More than that, you pissed off Gria.
You're welcome.
Was
Yeah,
that a
we're real
good thing?
We're
I
real
think
good
it's
at
hard
pissing
not
people
to
off.
It
piss
didn't look
off
like a
Gria.
good thing. I've never pissed her off.
Okay.
I needed no help doing that. Right.
I mean, yeah, we really need off the island, so
I should have mentioned, you pissed off Gria and then got away without
Yeah.
dying. There's,
No, it was a touch and go for one of us.
I feel like I should have mentioned that before you quite took credit, but
Already happened.
so, what was your task before you shipwrecked here on Huldrift? You're on a job, eh?
Yeah, we
Just
were escorting a bride across the continent.
A bride.
Doll
Yeah, just
kind of looks at
honestly,
Kent. Oh God.
We were agreeing.
Ken just
Ken's not saying
Dalton
that. I
shakes
see.
his head
Sorry.
no.
Yeah.
If I recall, there was a female centaurus who was the captain of the crew. There was a strange older dwarven man. There was a quiet and nosy kobold. And then there were a few crewmen that were busy repairing the boat. None of those quite strike me as a bride, but I won't
Yeah, she
assume.
got swept out to sea when we got attacked.
Hey, Kyla, look. Don't mind him. We're trying to protect the mission. You understand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry.
We were escorting the dwarf.
All right.
He's important.
I mean, he paid, so.
Mm-hmm. Escorting the client. Did the client have anything to be transporting? It was quite a big ship just for one dwarf.
We don't
I mean,
ask
don't they
questions.
always have
about
something to be transported?
Yeah.
Did the client have big crates?
Yeah, why? You found some?
No.
Damn.
Haven't been looking. Been a little occupied.
Yeah, I can see that.
If your crew was to take over this task for me, wherever it is that you were transporting this client, your first stop would instead be Shorewatch.
Shore watch. Okay.
Dropping somebody off, huh?
Mm-hmm. With a bit of an escort. Are you willing to do that?
How much is a bit of an escort?
Well, and she like rolls out a map. Which I'll pull you all over to the Amaranth world map.
Where was Silvermane going initially with
I'm
the
looking it up.
Nanocite?
I'm looking it up in my notes.
Okay.
Give me
Like,
a
how
minute,
out
I'm
of the
looking
way
it
are we
up.
going?
I thought
Also,
you
where
were
is
going to
Holdriff?
Coda or something, or Librook.
You're going to
Where?
Librookport, I believe.
Yeah. Okay.
Huldrift is this island here.
Oh,
I can't ping. It's this one that I'm circling.
I pinged it for you.
Thank
It's weird
you.
that the DM can't, but I can.
The island
We
with
left
all the
from-
little bees buzzing about it. That's the
We
island.
left from Farum.
Yes. So Shorewatch
Yeah.
is not that bad. Like, we could make a pit stop, drop that person off, and then keep going.
Yeah, I think the hang up is how much of an escort.
Oh, it would not be just a drop-off.
You want us to take them somewhere from Shore Watch?
Aye.
Where?
Oh, you mean us being the escort, not that you were gonna send an escort with this person.
Yeah.
No,
No,
this
where's the escort?
this person needs safe delivery.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like getting them off the island is going to be a little bit something we don't talk about, Ken.
Right.
Sneaky.
I understand that, but she might have wanted to send a couple of her people with him.
Oh, you'll have a couple.
That's something that we'll have to discuss too.
I'm sorry. Who's the person we'll be
Yeah,
transporting?
who are we
Because
taking?
that could make a big difference.
There's a pause. Let's just say, for now, I want to judge how you consider completing this task. Based on what your original task was, I need to know what your priority order is going to be. If you have access to a boat, will you be taking your client to where he was originally destined and then finishing my job? Or will you do
No,
mine first?
Shorewatch is closer. It only makes sense to stop there first,
Well,
right?
But how
It
long?
depends on
disagree.
Where are we
far you
taking
can
them
get
to
escorted.
from
Oh.
Shore Watch? What's the rest of the mission?
How much danger is this? How much danger is this person in? That needs to be the decider of what our priorities are.
If he's recognized by the wrong people, a lot.
I do
So
believe
I'm
our
gonna lay
commitment
cards
is
on the
to-
table here and discuss this.
What?
I think that if we need to escort your person, that we need to do our original job first, drop off the merchandise and the client that we were supposed to escort, because we don't have to leave the city to do that.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
can take
then
on.
swing back and escort your person dedicatedly without having to worry about the merchandise sitting on a boat.
Okay, but the Meriguard chartered that boat, so once we're done with our mission for the Meriguard,
We can
they don't
we
have to
can
take us anywhere.
we can pay a little bit extra to charter back.
I
We need to
don't-
get back anyways.
I don't think that we can do it that way. I don't think that we can do it that way because that's not how Mariguard contracts.
We'd have to
If
negotiate
we're
with
doing
Parrrley.
this, we're doing this as part of getting off of this island. We can do this as part of getting off of this island, but we can't start running a side job without. We can't just go and come back. I don't think that's how this can work. We could
What,
That's
you mean
true.
we
get
Oh,
ourselves in a lot of
first
trouble.
We
that
can't
we
leave
took
the
on a-
merchandise in a boat sitting as we escort somebody into God knows where from Shore Watch.
First is pretty strict
No, but how
about
could we
taking
leave the
jobs
person
off of
here?
books, guys.
Why would we risk it? We could just take the person with us.
That's what I was saying, and then you said we can't. I
No,
was saying
I thought you were saying that we needed to leave and come back, and it didn't make any sense.
no. We take the person with us. We go up to LeBrook Port, and then when we have to return to Ferrum, we return them to Shore Watch on the way back.
Can I look at Kyla and
That
in
makes
Thieves'
more
Can't
sense
ask
than
her,
the
does
thing I thought you were saying,
Marshall
sorry.
need this done?
Does
Maxwell.
who?
Maxwell.
Do you mean Maxwell?
Yes. Lord.
She would look at you and she would gesture. I don't think Maxwell knows.
Oh boy. Okay. Well then he's not gonna, help us any. Okay. You didn't. Hey, how long is this trip from Shore Watch? Where are we taking this person to?
Augur
As an
City.
end destination? Augur City.
Augur
do I
City isn't that
feel like
far
that's-
from Ferrum. That's not
It
that far
isn't.
from.
Yeah,
We
it's
could
here.
Why do we have to go to Stormwatch first?
Shore
because
Watch.
that's so.
Shore
so
Watch.
Because there are
So-
loyalists within Ferrum that would cause a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, we would 100% have to go. When we leave this island, we would have to take them with us. We would have to go to LeBrook, and then we would have to come back to Shore Watch.
Isn't the ship
Yeah.
that we're on going to take us back in that direction anyway, and we'll just be getting off a stop?
That's what I
early?
was saying. They
don't
have
know.
to go
It
back
would
to
be
Ferrum
taking us-
anyways.
It would be taking us to Ferrum, not. Yeah, but it would be taking us to Ferrum, not Shore Watch.
It's on the way.
This would be a change in destination.
Pay
Okay.
them a little bit of gold. I think we could do it.
Yeah. And listen, if we have to agree to this as the way we get off the island, then it's just something we have to do in order to finish the mission, and then
So you
Persh
don't
will
think Persh
understand.
would be upset about taking on a side job?
Not if it's what we have to do to finish the job.
It's not what we're doing is finish the job.
Allow
It's
me.
not taking a side job outside of our contract if it is literally.
As all of
It's
you
not a
are
side
discussing
job,
this,
favor.
allow me to discuss with the VIP to see if he is alright with heading all the way up to LeBrook Port instead of going straight to shore.
Yeah.
Well, if someone's after him,
that's
that'll
the
really
only-
confuse them.
That's the only way this works for us to take this job. Yeah.
Noted. She stands up. Please enjoy
that-
yourself some coffee or... What?
How's she feeling?
Oh, oh, insight. Okay.
I'm insighting the way she's standing. Does she
Like,
like? How does she hold herself?
happy?
Does she like skip up? No. I want to see how she's feeling about the. I rolled
I don't think this woman
terrible.
has skipped in her life.
She stood up.
I rolled a 9. So,
She's hard to
I'm
read.
watching the way she stands up, and it has nothing to do with how she's feeling.
She got to her feet.
Wow.
Nice.
She did get up.
She says, enjoy a drink. I'm going to go have a conversation with the VIP.
But you look
Yeah,
watch her
right.
leave.
And Kyla Stormcaller goes through that leftmost flap
Ken is gonna look around for food, or specifically if there's any doggy treats.
No.
Oh.
I'm
An
gonna
imaginary dog.
message Scythe because I don't trust that there aren't ears listening. I'm gonna message.
There are
Scythe.
guards in the room.
Yeah, that's fair.
There are so many ears.
I'm gonna message Scythe. As I recall, our client needed his task completed with some speed. But it seems like it would be faster to get him off the island however we can. But the cargo that we're carrying has something to do with the conflict, I think, between Aurelia and Ko. It seemed important politically.
I'm not here to know things about politics, but I will say that anything that we do to get ourselves off of this island faster is going to serve the goal. And I definitely prefer this plan to the thing with the wizard.
I wonder also, she's gonna just say this out loud, I wonder also if our position here is maybe stronger than we think. This person is going to need an escort either way. If we're the best people to escort this person, and this person needs someone strong to do it, and Kayla doesn't want to spare, or Kyla doesn't want to spare extra guard, then we might have a good position here.
For what? Are you wanting more money? Or are you wanting? What do you want
No.
here?
We are pretty buff.
What I want is to get off this island. I'm saying, it
Right,
seems
that's what we're.
she left. She left to
What?
talk to the guy, and even if he's not okay with it, what negotiating power does he really have if he wants to get off the island faster? Under this deal, everyone benefits by all of us getting off the island faster. Seems like it works well for us.
Yeah, I was under the impression that's what we were bargaining for, is for them to help us with the repairs and getting off the island.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kyla comes back in the room, letting the flap close behind her. And as she does, the flap doesn't like seal it. She doesn't like tie it shut. She leaves it loose. And she goes and she sits back down. And she says, "The VIP is fine with a detour up through the Brookport first, which means I'd like to lay out this plan as I understand it. The ARN Dereka is coming into port tomorrow. The crew assigned to the Dereka will offload here into Hidden. It'll then be sailed via skeleton crew up to your shipwreck location and be handed off to your crew."
So we're getting Jerica. Just you'll give us the ship.
You'll be using the
Dereka.
ARN Dereka. Aye.
Okay. So we're not gonna worry about repairing the ship. Will you repair the
I
ship
don't
after we leave?
want
Her.
you to misunderstand. I saw the state of that ship. With a full dry dock, it would take 2 months to rebuild that boat.
2 months. Okay.
I will eventually get a crew up there and haul it down to the docks here in Hidden, but that's not for a long time. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of time I don't feel like spending right now, when all my efforts need to be focused on keeping Gria and her greenkin in the woods away from Hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's part of the reason why I'm pleased to have an extra crew laying about on my island.
Okay, but we do have some level of responsibility also to the captain of the ship, obviously. So we can't make promises for their ship.
I
If you
understand.
understand where I'm coming from. Yeah. So if you can promise that they can use the Jerica until you fix their ship,
Dedeca.
and then they can Jerica?
Detica.
Dedeca.
Dedica?
Didica.
Oh, okay. Ship named Dedica. I hear that they go by she's. Anyway, if you can promise that they can use that ship, her, until such a time as you can repair their ship, and then they can come back in exchange, then I would be comfortable saying okay to this plan on their behalf.
Well, that's a trade to be made with the Copper Mask itself. I'd have to send a missive, but I'm sure it'd be fine, depending.
Okay. I mean,
Oh.
I'm just throwing that out there. There is another, like, I can't make promises
Yeah.
on the captain's behalf, and I wouldn't want to mess with their business and their trade, obviously.
What is the name of the captain of your shipwreck?
Oh, I know it.
You know?
ICly, but I don't know it OC.
Juno is the name. So
Juno. Captain
I'll
Juno.
arrange a send-in tomorrow to have a conversation with Juno about this idea.
As long as she's okay with, leaving her ship behind and coming back for it.
At the moment, there's not much ship there.
I mean, I do realize that.
I think she'll be practical about this.
Yeah, she's not getting a better deal. So
Is
Yeah.
the Dedica have a similar, tonnage or, shipping capacity to the Heron? I think that's the name of the
Nice.
shipwreck ship.
I don't know. I know that the Dedeca is a fighting ship.
Will it need more crew as a fighting ship?
No.
Because we obviously lost some crew.
If anything, it would require less. No
Okay.
cranes to operate. Just so long as you don't intend to run all the cannons.
I really hope that's not required.
If we need to run a cannon, I'm sure that Spring can manage it.
Well,
Okay. So back to the plan as we agree on it. So you're offloading the Dedica. You're navigating it up to our shipwreck.
yeah.
We get on the ship.
You and whatever
VIP
cargo
your
that
VIP
you're...
will already be on the ship, right?
Correct.
At that point, we will load our cargo and our crew. Your crew will disembark at that point,
Correct.
and then we will go up to LeBrook Port.
Set sail for
And
LeBrook, drop off your task, return to Shorewatch, where you will offload with the VIP, and your remaining crew will sail back here, gather up the Heron, as you said, leave the Dedica, all is right as rain with the Copper Mask.
And while we escort your VIP to Augur City.
Correct.
Yes. I can agree to that. Can you guys agree to that?
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see, anybody with a passive perception of 15 or above catches the face of Addie peering out from behind the flap.
It's him!
already.
I figured, yeah.
I didn't expect that.
As you're saying that you seem to agree with this plan, he kind of gives a little smile, looking out at the group of all of you, and then his face like disappears back
Hey,
behind the
it was
flap.
that guy, guys! The guy in the bar.
You didn't figure that when she said a couple of years?
No.
Oh, all right.
Dude, I wasn't listening.
Oh, that's fair.
I didn't realize he had been here a couple years.
Well, she knew because we were talking it.
I liked him. He supported my idea of the green team.
Yeah, he's likable.
And I need to have a conversation with him. Right.
About
Well,
hanging out in the bar.
your VIP is important. And I figure you should know who he is, since we've agreed on a set of terms. His name is Dura Adalon.
Oh shit.
Me and Emily are like,
Who's that?
it's from a solo
It's from
game.
a different thing.
He's a noble war hero, and hopefully an opportunity to end the conflict between Kael and Aurelia. So he needs to get there safely and quickly.
Okay.
Can I make a history check or an insight check or something like that to have an idea of who this person is?
Hey, I
An
bet
insight check would let you know how she feels about him. A history
an insight
check.
sorry,
I want to
a
know how
history-
she feels about him.
Okay,
History check.
roll a history check.
Hey, do it. I think it's the guy that the other elves were talking about in their skywriting. Like during Turo, we're looking for a guy,
Mayhaps.
right? Weren't they looking for a guy? I feel like they were looking for somebody.
Ooh, maybe they were.
I think they were looking for a guy.
I
Oh, I
think
think you're
they
right. I think you're
were.
right.
Oh shit, bro.
Okay, I can't
Oh,
see any of your rolls, so please tell me
right,
what they
sorry,
are.
Oh,
sorry.
oh,
19 for my
18.
insight.
It's an 18 for history. Sorry, I thought I was connected and they're not.
No, you're connected.
The foundry just is broken.
It's just not. It's just not working.
None of the rolls are showing up. Okay, 18 on history gives you the Adelon family is well known as war heroes during the last great conflict, the war against the demon king Nagora, which was a demonic dragon that tried to take over the world. Adelon is a well-known name as basically a noble family that put everything on the line to try and help stop that from happening. With an insight check of 19, she seems annoyed.
That he was just hanging out in the bar.
Yeah, I mean, you can assume that. Whatever, she seems irritated.
That's what I'm thinking.
She's
that
irritated
that
with
her
us.
VIP is out in the open.
Drinking,
Mhm.
chatting.
Yeah.
So that's what him and Greek were
Introducing
talking
himself
about.
as Addie.
Oh God.
Just all say that. Oh, God.
No, I mean he's thinking it because he's like, oh God, this guy's gonna also be very hard to. All right, that's fine.
Yes.
How does Norcav factor into this plan?
He doesn't.
Okay.
At least, not if I can help it. He doesn't quite approve of Hidden, our little town of smugglers here. But he thinks us the lesser of two evils between Gria and her greenlings.
I don't understand what you all have a problem with Bria about. Sorry.
So if
I
you don't
thought
mind me
out loud.
asking, if you don't mind me asking, how did you come to be?
Try thinking with other body
Here.
parts.
How did I come to be what?
Here and hidden.
I was
How did you
assigned
find?
here.
Oh, you were assigned
The
from
guild.
your guild.
Aye.
Interesting. So they run hidden then. I mean, I knew that, but like they actually appoint who is here and
I don't know how else to say we're a smuggler's cove, and we handle the
I-
import
no,
and
I-
export that Copper
I
Mask.
get that, but not everybody here is a smuggler either, right?
Most of them, or at least employed by the Copper Mask. Those that aren't tend to be locals, people who've lived here.
There's a hag in the woods.
I'm sure.
There is not.
There, we killed one.
And we saw another
Oh
one,
well,
too.
that yeah. I thought you were
Thank you,
talking about the
Griffiths.
lumberjacks
I
again.
sure was.
Where did you live before? Did you not leave any family behind, or?
That's not your
Are
business.
you really asking this fucking crime boss personal questions?
I think we have an
I'm
arrangement
sorry, I
made.
didn't mean to like. I was just
You're
curious
just getting
about
like
your
the
story.
stop talking gesture from
The
Sylvie.
Gaylord Bard, he's over familiar.
Curious about a person's story. Like that's not over familiar. That's
So we're
just-
setting out in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Wait, is that when the
When you
ship
know
comes?
The Dedica has to stop here first.
Yeah.
But we need to be up at the shipwreck to
When
meet
will it
him,
be here?
So
We could go with the Dedica. I don't see why we have to fucking walk back.
I mean, it depends on what
True.
Kayla wants us to do.
Can we stay here the night?
I don't care. If you choose to sail on the Dedica back up to your own crew, that's fine. You don't have to hike across Huldrift if you don't want to. It's a 3-day
It'll
hike.
take-
No,
Yeah, it'll
it's
take
longer
days.
than that.
Okay.
I don't know what all of you are capable of.
When
You
is she
took on a
expected to
courser
make port?
at dawn tomorrow.
Oh well, then
And
there's
how
no
long
reason
do
not-
you
yeah,
expect
here
it
makes
to
sense.
take to offload? And should we just be there at dawn tomorrow?
The Dedica has its own goods it's dropping. Give it a couple
That's
hours.
what I was asking. A couple hours. Okay, so a couple hours after dawn.
We can get breakfast.
Is there any place that you recommend we stay?
There is a tavern in town. Spoke of the Helm. I
Do
hear
they have
you've been there
rooms?
already.
I
I
didn't
am-
notice if they had rooms.
I'm sure their amenities are perfectly sufficient. If only a stable to sleep in the hay.
Oh, I'm sure I can figure out.
You'll
somewhere to
manage.
stay.
When you are ready, or rather, when the ship is ready, it'll be in the hidden docks, not the open face. So, behind this tent,
But aren't all the docks hidden docks?
Oh my god.
Ken,
Can she finish the sentence?
I'm so sorry about this.
Let her explain.
I can't
there's a
believe you
reason
just got
we
that
don't
hilarious.
generally humor bards on this island.
This explains the reception at the tavern.
I can't believe you guys didn't find that hilarious. They're all hidden docks.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
If you follow the docks up beyond this tent, you'll see down on the western side, the docks delve into a cairn, a cavern. That is where the Dedica will be loading and offloading. They are hidden docks.
Great. We'll be there.
At the latest, they'll wait for you at 10 in the morning. If you're beyond that, you're walking.
Okay.
Great.
And on that note,
Where's your-
where's my what?
Dog.
I don't have a dog.
Insight check.
Listen,
Okay,
sometimes
insight check.
19. Does she have a dog?
She's telling the
It's
truth.
an alarm spell.
Oh.
She does not have a dog.
Oh.
She
Sylvia looks
continues to say, it's Addie's guardian.
So there is a dog.
Don't call it a dog.
What should I call it?
Addie's guardian. His name's Bastion, if you gotta call it anything.
Spring looks at
That's a
at
good.
Griffix, because Griffix also has a guardian dog.
But is it a dog?
God.
It's an ethereal
Yeah.
spirit that takes the form of a hound.
Good name.
Semantics. Nice meeting you. Sophie leaves.
She, like, stretches her neck as if, like, relieving a whole lot of tension, as she seems to expect this meeting is over.
It's been
I
a
just
pleasure
leave.
meeting you. And I stand up.
Side also just leave.
Safe travels.
To like nod and go.
Yeah.
Yeah, out go.
Okay. Does anybody not leave?
They will die.
Everyone's just looking at Ken. Ken, are you coming?
Yeah.
Leaves.
Okay.
I don't know why he would stay.
I don't know why lots of things that
Yeah,
Ken does.
neither do we.
To be
and
contrary,
yet.
I don't know.
You're back out.
I mean, you never know.
You're back out on the
He's got
main
shit to
docks and
do.
road of Hidden. And Grief is standing there and he says, how'd it go?
Hey, bud.
Hi.
Hey.
It went great. We're going to have an extra boat to get everybody off this island.
Yeah, we're taking
Wait, they're using you guys?
Yeah, we're taking an escort mission.
Desperate times, I guess.
And he really wants to get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Apparently, we have your recommendation to thank.
Yeah, you're glowing reports, man.
So
What?
if we fuck up, it's gonna be your fault.
Doll laughs.
What did I say?
Do you want to come with us?
Oh man.
No.
No, he doesn't.
No? You fit right in with the green team?
I'm good.
Oh.
He's not a people person, remember?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to get fucked up?
No.
What time of day is it?
It's like evening. It's like 6 o'clock.
Ah, does it, like, we got a night in a pirate cove. Let's get trashed.
You
Oh,
guys
get
have a
fucking
good
killed.
time.
Trashed. I have somebody to go see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
happy.
You're just gonna get wrecked instead.
Good luck.
Got it.
Anyway.
I
so
wish
you're
you
gonna-
luck. Okay. Get away from that.
Did someone say my name?
Yeah, like you're gonna.
What? What about
You're
me?
gonna party in a pirate cove. Have you ever hung out with criminals before? And I don't
I
mean
hung
me.
out
I
with
mean
you.
like active criminals, Sylvie.
Yeah, probably.
Oh boy.
They're like the best people to like preach to. They all need second chances because they fucked up real bad the first ones. I want
no,
preach though.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna preach. I like whatever. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back to the bar though.
Oh, that's probably fine. Yeah. That's where we're gonna stay, right?
After Sylvie says, yeah, after Sylvie says that she's going to go back to the bar, and she's not going to preach, she's just going to party. Scythe privately decides that she's also going to go back to the bar, and she is not going to party. She is just going to sit there and watch and make sure Sylvie does not get herself killed.
Good friend.
So she's just gonna.
Everybody needs a designated forge.
Sure, there's some equal rights movement about that.
She's just gonna sit there.
Okay. Is anybody doing anything that is not going to sleep with a goblin or going to the tavern?
Nope, that's probably it. At least for me.
Yeah, Spring will go to the tavern and like go to her room and work on her repulsion shield.
Out of the, what's his name? Griffix is going to stay up for a while in the tavern, and during that time.
I can't hear you. You're muffled for some reason.
Really?
You sound better now, suddenly.
Maybe it matters which way I might point my face. You can hear me now?
Yeah, you sound
Yes,
fine.
you sound
now.
fine.
Great. So I want to talk to Ken about what is it? Getting all my names confused here. My apologies. Doll about disguises.
What? What about?
Well, I don't know. Do you ever use them?
I mean, yeah, but not in the way you're thinking. Like mostly when you're using a disguise, it's because you just want to blend in. You don't want any attention.
Really?
You don't want to fool people into thinking you're the long lost prince, son of the CEO of the organization. You're just trying to seem like somebody who belongs there. And that's not ever going to happen with this group, so I don't.
I know, but I don't know. For instance, if I were going to try and look like I was going to blend in more,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any advice?
I mean, where at? You look like you seem fine. Like
Yeah.
somewhere specific? It's different depending on where you want to go.
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe we can find some
Yeah.
some wig at.
Like, who do you want to blend in with, Griffix? Who are you trying to? Whose life are you trying to get into?
Nobody's.
Oh, it's okay, man. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, it's just sometimes I think it's good to be able to blend in. That's all.
I agree. You got kind of a spooky vibe going on. Maybe don't summon a hellhound. I don't know. You dress fine though.
Okay.
Depending on where you're going.
All right. Well, we'll do some shopping in what is it? What city are we going to first? I forgot already.
Oh my gosh.
LeBrookport.
LeBrook.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, LeBrook.
Yeah, I'll get you some coastal fashions. We'll see what we can do.
Okay. Anyway, so it's like, where are we sleeping? Talk to the barkeep. Do you have a bed we can sleep on?
Whiskery Pete looks at you and he says, "Oh, let me move the splash, actually. Of course I have beds.
Nice.
Awesome.
What sort of tavern do you think I run?"
Maybe a busy one. I didn't mean it.
He looks around and he says, "All right, we are busy. All right, yeah, we do have beds."
Awesome. So, how much does it cost? We
Are you hoping for the group room or individual beds?
Oh.
I kind of
How
like
many
the group
individual
room.
beds?
You can
Oh.
have an individual bed, but me personally, it's like, that's because I'm not really good at smashing things with my fists.
Mm-hmm.
So, safety in numbers kind of thing.
Second
Oh.
floor are all individual rooms. Third floor, the group room. Big old loft full of 12 beds. Renting a bed there, 5 copper a night.
Gotcha.
Privacy is your own concern.
Single room.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay, single room.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. The single
Try to get laid.
rooms. What?
Nothing.
Anyway, single room's a golden night.
I pay it.
Yep.
That doesn't include drink or food. You have to buy that separate.
All right. Yeah, I'll get my own too.
All right. I'm running out.
Thanks.
I only have 4.
Oh, wait, how many? I took one.
Spring is getting a group room with whoever is left, and
Right,
truly
Miss
nobody
Frugal.
left in her party. She will just chill with strangers.
It's basically like the hospice room. Just there's
Yeah.
beds and
Hospital.
like
Or
With-
hostel?
With
Hos-
your stuff tied to you.
hostel. Yeah.
Hospital. Hospital.
Yeah.
It's a huge loft. The beds are, you would find the beds are clean, organized, and out in the open. So
Oh yeah. I'll do that too with Spring. That's fine.
okay,
Okay.
that's 5 copper.
No problem.
Then that's what I'm in for also. And also it's like, what
Side
is
is
a
also gonna
couple
do,
drinks and a
hostile room.
couple
She doesn't
meals
care
gonna
about privacy
cost?
particularly.
Okay. So Griffix, Scythe, Spring, and Doll are all in the group room.
Yes.
Okay. I assume Ken is staying elsewhere. Okay. Ken, you have arranged a rendezvous. We do not have to role play that out. In fact, I'd rather not, but we can get a couple rolls.
Mhm.
Are you there, Ken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah. You got this.
I'm going to give you some options. The first, I'd allow persuasion, deception, or performance.
Performance.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
A 19. Okay. Swirla will proposition you with an amorous night. Do you accept?
Yes. Yeah, he will stay the night.
Okay. Then you can choose between an athletics or a performance roll.
Oh, we're gonna do performance again.
Okay.
Oh, natural one.
Oh,
It turns out to be
Oh.
16, but it is a natural one.
Oh, well, 16 is still
There's
really...
no crit fails in skill check.
There are no critical failures in skill checks. It's true. With a 16, you perform admirably. Please roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Imagine if a hookup
5.
told you that you performed admirably.
As your narrator, I'm not going to say anything else.
That evil fucking laugh.
If you roll a con save, I need
Oh,
you
it's
to...
5. Sorry.
Oh, okay. You were exhausted the next day.
Uh-oh. Hey, that's a sign of a good night.
I will say, for flavor, you have many small claw marks on your back that did not exist the day before. You did have sex with a goblin.
Nice.
You do not
Nice.
contract any diseases or anything like that. It seems Swirl takes
Right.
care of herself. But, yeah, there's evidence.
Does it change your life? Or has it
Once
been
you
this
go
way all
green.
along?
I'll roll a performance or athletics for Swirla.
Yeah,
So Swirla.
I gotta know.
18.
Nice.
So I guess it's up to you.
Good job, Swirla.
I mean, not life changing, but he's very impressed. He definitely does not regret.
But if you're exhausted, is there any
what is
chances
the
you're gonna have
watches
trouble waking up
situation when we're-
tomorrow? Sorry.
Okay. You have until 10 in the morning, and I assume your party is going to know where you are.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Stuff the door.
We can handle
the-
that in the
yeah,
morning.
well, are we doing watches or something, or
No.
are we just
We're in a tavern.
on our own because we're in a pub?
Doll's
Ooh.
relying on
Having
his I have slept among untrustworthy people all my life instincts.
Spring is happy to keep watch with
Okay. In that case,
Scythe if you want.
Me too.
Scythe is going to engineer to be awake at a time that Spring is not, and she's gonna do something sneaky or try to.
Ooh.
Okay.
Me too, though.
I gotta roll a stealth though, which
Okay.
is not. Oh, are
Beat
you also
my-
sneaking up on Spring? Okay.
No, I'm not sneaking up on Spring. I'm sneaking, but I'm not sneaking up on Spring.
What is everybody's passive perception -5? Who's
Okay.
in the big room?
14.
Oh, I'm not in the big room.
No, you're not.
My passive perception is dog shit
That's okay.
generally. -5, 7. My passive perception is 7.
Okay, Doll, you stir awake to see Scythe trying to walk quietly.
Okay, I'll watch.
Okay.
Oh, it's always
Scythe is going to slip 200 gold from her stuff into Spring stuff.
Oh, sweet.
That's one good robot.
Roll sleight of hand.
So I'm just removing it. Yes.
Can I? Oh, yeah.
Terrible.
What
Even
if-
Spring
Fine.
notices.
But wait. What if I see her doing it and I'm like, you're gonna wake her up, try over here, and I whisper help and I can give her advantage?
I like that.
I'll allow that.
Okay.
Just
Sound
have to be.
good, isn't it?
Yes, you had to be better than 7.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's better than a 7.
Doll.
Yeah.
You see a couple of the other sailors
Mhm.
sleep in this room. You see their eyes are awake and have clocked what Scythe just did.
And know she's loaded.
They do not know if she's loaded, but they did see her transfer 200 gold, which is a
That's
significant
an
sum of money.
indication of
All right.
low.
Yeah. I mean, there was a reverse burglary just occurred in this hostel room.
Yeah.
But Scythe will go back to her.
Okay, what time
Like,
is
after
it
that,
in the
she kinda-
nighttime?
Give.
Have we?
It's just like it's late.
All right, so
Like
I've
I was
gotten.
figuring it was like late.
Doll will make eye contact with the nearest one and just like give him a look, like what, and he will not go back to sleep.
Roll an intimidation?
Yeah.
Oh well. Oh, okay. Not the worst thing in the world.
Weren't we also taking watches?
Except it
of
was.
you.
It was.
2
6.
watches.
I think.
Me too.
Okay.
3.
3 watches.
Grifix is also going to take a watch.
Okay. What order? What is the watch order here? Because there is going to be a 2-hour block that no one is awake.
Seems like Scythe was first watch. Spring will take second watch.
And Grivix is third?
She
Yep.
probably was if that was the sort of time. Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
I will also tell Scythe, like, lay on your purse or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Watch yourself.
Makes sense.
Scythe
Alrighty.
kind of sort of frowny face nods and like tries to situate herself so that the pack is underneath her. It's not cozy, but whatever.
Alright.
Still a robot, so.
Yep. Sylvie,
Yo.
you sneak away from hidden proper out to the edge of the forest.
Yeah.
Roll me stealth. Your DC is a 5.
My DC is a 5, and she's not going out in armor, because that would be smart. So I'm not rolling at disadvantage.
You're not in your armor.
Well, yeah, she's not there for fighting.
Okay.
My stealth is a 9.
Your party is unaware of where you've gone.
Nice.
Cool, let me take off this plate. Oh, my AC is real low without armor, guys.
Yeah, weird.
Shit. Don't worry, it's fine. My risk is calculated.
You are on the verge where the road of hidden proper meets the path in the woods and wilds of Holdrift.
Mhm.
What do you do?
She's gonna look out into the woods, the green, the place where she learned that she liked water so much, which is, you'd think that that'd be an obvious thing for a Triton, but Sylvie is all about repression, I guess. Except now, because she did not repress the urge to sneak out, and she calls out, Gria! Gria! This is a long shot, but can you hear me?
Roll a D100.
Okay.
Baby, what is you doing?
Trying to get laid, mind your business. 80.
80. Okay. There's a few moments pass. Then a few more. And you feel as though maybe she didn't hear you. You're out here, out in the woods by yourself. And as you turn, stepping out from a shadow is Gria.
Oh my god, I can't believe that worked.
Yeah?
Hey, I was hoping I'd see you again.
I'm always around.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Everybody in this town doesn't like you, and I didn't get it at all. You seem really down to earth.
You're just afraid.
Yeah, I can't relate. I'm gonna be leaving tomorrow, and I just wanted to say hi again.
Hi.
Also, since I'm leaving, I thought I'd just shoot my shot. So I know you and that wizard had kind of a thing going, but I mean, are you open?
Gria tilts her head at you. Roll a persuasion or a deception check? This is persuasion. Roll a persuasion.
Yeah. 19.
Gria looks at you.
Finger gun.
I'm sorry, what do you want?
To bang.
You see Gria actually, smiles with a chuckle, and she closes her eyes. You want to mate with me?
Yeah.
She reaches up and she gently puts a hand on your cheek, and with a smile, no.
Well, shit. I tried.
You're a funny mortal.
Figured. Oh. Well, I mean, the fucking wizard. I don't know. Maybe you like smart people. Or men. That's also possible.
I needed eggs.
Oh. Oh, so it was just kind of like a chore.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how to make it not a chore.
No.
All right. Well, it was nice meeting you.
Safe travels. Korea
See you later.
like steps back into the woods, and you hear just the quiet, just a chuckle as she vanishes.
Ah, fuck. Well, were there any like? How well staffed was the tavern? Is it just Whiskers?
Is Whiskers not good enough for you?
Well, not really Sylvie's type. Were there barmaids?
Roll for titties.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to do.
There were a couple staff that helped Whiskery Pete handle the tavern. Yes.
Mhm.
What about a
Yeah,
pirate?
so
Sylvie? What about a?
I mean, either or. Like, Sylvie will go back to the bar and shoot her shot, and that's how she spends her evening, less dangerously.
Okay. I'm assuming you're hoping to find a female staff
Sylvie
member.
sure would.
Okay. I'm gonna roll to see if there even are any female bar staff. Yeah, there's one. Roll me a D100.
I need
Is
you.
she gay?
Yeah. Foiled again.
Okay, hold on. Okay, you see there is one of the staff, a barmaid, looks like an elf with kind of mahogany brown hair, just cut to chin length, and in the back has braids that run down a little bit farther. She's busy with customers. You shoot your shot with her?
Yeah. Sure would.
Roll a persuasion.
Can I? I don't think this will give me advantage, but she'll allude to being able to hold her breath indefinitely. Sorry, what? Roll persuasion?
Yeah. Yes, roll a persuasion.
23. It's a good line. It always works.
She smirks at you and she says, "You know, this is Pirate Tavern, right?
Uh-huh.
We offer brothel services if you need."
Oh, I mean, I was hoping to not pay for it.
Get one on the house?
Yeah. And hopefully on the face.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Face.
Roll me another persuasion.
Okay. 18.
I'm off at midnight. You gonna be up?
Yes.
I know your room.
See you then.
You have...
It didn't end so bad after all.
No,
for Sylvie.
you have persuaded
Story
with
to tell, though.
with a horrible pickup line because it was cheesy as
Hey,
hell.
if it works, it works.
Okay. You have won over Marissa the barmaid.
Nice.
Okay. We progress.
Like, why are my players so horny?
That is a concern.
I just have to ask, has anybody ever hit on you and said, shoot my shot to you?
Who are you asking?
Any of you? I don't know. I would never
Shoot your
occur to me
shot
to
is
ever-
Heard it.
you miss every shot you don't take.
Yeah, we
Shoot
gotta
your
try.
shot is the modern slang for
I,
attempt.
well, I know it is. I understood what she meant. I just would never in a million years imagine. I mean, I've been married for a while too, but I
You've
would
never
never.
met a frat boy then.
It has happened to me in real life.
Wow,
Penn shot her shot
I'm
at me and it
sorry.
succeeded.
I
Well,
did.
there you go.
Did
But
she say the words, "I'm
literally
shooting
say
my
those-
shot"?
She did not say those words, no.
That's
I
different.
can later though.
I get the expression. I guess like
You've never heard it in practice as a form of courtship. Well, Sylvie,
Yes.
Well, she
definitely
didn't.
say that.
Sylvie didn't say, "I'm gonna shoot my shot" to this barmaid, did she?
Yeah, she did. Oh, not
She
to
did. She did to the dragon.
to
Maybe that's
Gria.
why I failed.
Exactly, she did to the dragon.
Oh no!
No, you failed, Gria, because you didn't roll high enough persuasion. Because let me tell you, that DC was super
probably
high.
like 1 off.
No, it's 25.
I was probably like 6 off.
Yeah, it was a
Damn it.
very hard DC
Damn.
because it's
I
a
mean, if I
green
had
dragon.
to reroll, I would have given myself that. That's beside the point. Marissa's good enough.
Okay. The next morning, well, actually, Griffix, I need you to roll me a perception check during your watch because you're really good at
Okay.
this.
And someone's
My
gonna mug
nemesis.
Sight.
I mean,
swear
they're
to
gonna
God,
regret it.
I swear to God, if all of my gold is gone, Spring is gonna just fucking lose it.
I got a 15. I think you guys can see that because I can see other people's rolls now.
Yeah, that worked. I can see it. I don't know why. With a 15, Griffix, you catch an individual like gets up from their bed and leaves the hostel room as if like they probably go to the restroom or something. When they come back, you see them moving a little out of their way toward not Scythe. Wow, that'd be a terrible mistake. Moving toward Spring's bunk.
For starters, it's going to be the force of Mage Hand. So that's not a lot, but something that just kind of he bumps into when he starts going into
Okay,
the
Mage
ring.
Hand's not invisible.
His
Okay.
he's
Whoa. A
he's
Shadow
telekinetic.
Sorcerer's Mage Hand is not
he's
invisible.
I
telekinetic.
don't-
He has the feet telekinetic. Right?
Well, it is, but I'm pretty sure that just gives me Mage Hand and additional range. It doesn't make it invisible.
Hold on.
Okay, so I didn't know it wasn't invisible.
Let me just check. Because telekinetic shove is not the same as
Oh,
Mage Hand.
that's after
Just
you know.
fireball him.
Yeah, you could do
Thank
that.
you. Yeah, it'd be nice to not have Gria on my back once when that happens, but it's all the same. Let's just say it is visible. Not even worry about that. The Mage Hand appears between him and actually a hand shape then that he sees.
Oh, you can choose to make your Mage Hand invisible.
Okay, so
So it's up to you. So it is.
It's invisible.
Okay.
And it pushes that against him when he goes towards.
Okay. It's a 10-pound shove, so it's not, huge, but he. Oh. This is in my bunk. And then he goes. Like, it's clear he's been dissuaded because he knows he's been observed. And he
Cool.
backs off and goes to his own bed.
I'm just happy that I perceived something.
Good job.
That is the only attempt on Scythe on Spring's wallet.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep thinking Scythe. So, you guys awaken at dawn, not of your own choice. All these sailors in the hostel room are getting up and moving and getting dressed and getting their equipment ready, and it is just noisy. They're not like trying to be noisy, it's just the ambient noise in the room is enough to make you aware and awake. Doll, did I understand correctly? You did not sleep?
Yeah, on the back half of the night he didn't, so I
Okay.
didn't get a long rest, which is okay. I definitely got a short one.
Okay, you are exhausted.
I mean, Sylvie doesn't get woken up because she has her room.
Yes.
Marissa.
Yeah, the people who are in the hostel room.
I specified that, didn't I?
Mm-mm.
The people in the hostel room get awoken at
I
dawn.
thought you did, but
Yeah.
If I did not, now you know.
Have we gotten
Spring-
a full night's rest by then?
You have, yes.
Okay.
Spring?
Spring gets up, is fine to get up at dawn, and is just like crafting in her bed until everyone else is awake.
Spring-
And downstairs.
I cannot imagine a world where Spring does not check her coin purse after
She
a
does
night in the
indeed.
hostel. You would
She does
find you have
indeed.
200 more gold than you went to bed with.
Someone's a really bad burglar.
Oh, dang it!
I left money.
Worst.
Yeah, she
The
counts
worst
it and then she counts it
burglar.
again. And she kind of looks suspiciously at the pirates that leave, and is like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the pirates.
We
like,
are
"Oh,
the best-hearted
leave."
pirates, har! No, none of them gave you any money.
Spring is very confused. Can Spring like roll insight? She doesn't have great. She can to roll insight to figure out like which of her party members, because it's got to be one of them.
Well, the people still in the room with you. Doll looks exhausted. Griffix and Scythe don't. Scythe, would you be able to keep a straight face?
She doesn't have a face.
Yes,
Let's
she
see.
does.
I mean, she has a face. Her mouth is basically covered by plate, but like she's able to communicate with expressions. So, I think she's going to be a little hard to read, but also her deception is -1. So
So
we're gonna
she's not
see,
hard to read.
how much. She's hard to read if you're trying to read her like a normal human face, but
Anybody that
it's not
knows
bad.
Scythe is like aware. Okay. Roll that insight.
I mean, that's
Roll
I
that-
rolled it and it didn't. I rolled it and
Yeah,
it didn't
it's
go through. It was a
it's
14.
a 14 for
Okay.
deception.
Meets it, beats it. Scythe, you set the DC as a 14.
Beats it.
Yes.
Yeah, I rolled a 14. I also got a 14 on my.
Yeah. So
insight.
Spring is the attacker, aka.
So we both rolled 14.
So Spring sees through, but just
So
barely.
it's a DC, so that means that you are able to tell that Scythe's flat affect is failing to conceal that she was probably the one that put money in your bag.
However, also, when you glance over at Griffix, he's also looking questionable.
And meanwhile, Doll
All
is
of your friends look
exhausted.
dating.
Exhausted, as in
Yeah.
maybe stayed up all night.
Maybe they had an orgy.
Who knows?
My insight wasn't that bad.
No. Doll, you can roll. You didn't. I mean, there's nothing you're hiding, Doll, so. I mean, you did see it happen, though, so you can roll
Doll,
a deception.
Did you?
What?
Did you have bad dreams or something? You look tired.
No, I was up most of the night, making sure we didn't get robbed.
Oh. Well, that's kind of you.
That's me. I'm very kind.
Spring opens her mouth and then closes it.
Technically was not robbed.
Yeah, she looks really confused around all of them, and then goes, "I'm gonna get breakfast."
Yep.
Who wants breakfast?
Me.
Breakfast sounds good.
Okay, I'll get it. I'll get breakfast for everyone. I'll see you down there.
Sylvie,
Hey.
roll athletics or performance.
Sounds so done.
Athletics. 21.
Marissa rolled a 10. Roll a con save.
I've had better.
Yes. Yes, you have. You
20.
picked up an exhausted barmaid after her shift.
Doesn't matter. Had sex.
Oh my god.
What was your con save?
Why? Who?
Okay, you're not exhausted.
Mm-mm.
You are
built
awakened
for this.
shortly after dawn as Marissa is like hastily getting out of bed. It's been great, but
Yeah, staying?
no, I
yeah.
gotta go.
Are
Kids.
you working?
No.
Ouch. Oh. Good luck with that.
Thanks. And she just leaves the room.
Yeesh. I don't want to be a step parent. Not that she was asking.
She's already gone, so the remark that she might have made is swallowed by the distance.
Yeah.
You are awake, Sylvie. You hear the sounds of the tavern awakening. You hear the definite sounds of Scythe ka-toom, 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 above you. Everybody...
So they'll go down to get breakfast, whistling.
Ken.
Yeah.
We've already done your rolls, but it is dawn. You are woken by... well, first, let me describe... You spent the night at Swirla's place, which, if you remember, I described the alchemy shop as being cram full of vials and objects and crates and ingredients and just... It's a mess. Her actual living quarters are similar, but there is definitely an organized chaos to what is going on. Her bedroom is a little small for you. Literally, you spent the night with your feet hanging off the edge of the bed.
Nice.
But it was free.
It was a comfortable bed that you didn't have to pay for. You are awoken by Swirla giving you a cup of clava.
Oh, nice. He's gonna be a little bit late because he is gonna drink his clava and talk to Swirla. Like he's not gonna just ditch right away.
Not
like,
dine and dash.
in a huff. He's gonna ask more about her life there and
Soil's like, can you
how-
get out? I've got shit to do.
yeah. I mean, just
I'm
like
just kidding, I'm
casual
sorry.
like conversation, like, oh, what's your life like? What do you have to do now in the morning? Like, do you go do the Banasite stuff in the morning, or do you open shop?
Are you actually interested, or are you just making small talk?
Both.
Okay. Like, Swirla is like she gives you the cup of clava, and while you're talking to her, she's moving about, like, this living quarters, doing all sorts of little things that seem like nothing, but there's, like, the turning of valves, you hear steam in the distance, like, she's performing alchemy from all these systems and machines that she's set up, that seem to function all around her own, like, just living quarters. So, like, when you ask, like, what she does, she's like, oh, this, all the time. And she just, like, is running across the room. She pours out, like, this tall, enormous beaker full of water that has, like, a crystallized, like, film over the top. She pours it out, and then she scrapes out the inside, and she plops this very wet-looking, pale blue spoonful on a dish, and she says, Banaside? Yeah? No, I can't give that to you. And she, like leaves the room and then comes back. It's kind of a hurricane of activity, immediately.
Yeah. So after, like, a little bit of talking and drinking his clava and stuff like that, he will eventually, like, be like, well, we leave today, and, it was fun. It was a pleasure.
You coming back?
If I do, I will stop to see you, but I'm not sure.
Well, if I see you again, it'll be fun. Again.
You take care of yourself, Swirla.
You can count on that.
Good, good. And then Ken, smiles and leaves her
Gentleman.
and goes to meet up with the group. He'll be late to breakfast, obviously.
That's
Okay.
That's what Sylvie wanted, Bria.
I'm sorry.
Well,
Maybe you should try to form an actual thing.
He
versus being like,
tried. He's just a dragon. Sorry, my standards are higher.
Are they? Because then you went and were not as nice as Ken to a barmaid.
I don't have any justification.
Okay, good.
I'm a bad girl.
breakfast served by the tavern is a shitload of eggs and a shitload of sausage, and there's not really anything else.
but do they have mulled wine?
No.
Still no. They have coffee. They have ale.
What about coffee ale?
Do you ask
bad
that?
idea.
Because Whiskery looks at you
that
like,
sounds disgusting.
I could mix them if you.
No, yeah, I've learned my lesson.
I'm sure you have. Okay, so you all eat breakfast. Hold on. Those of you not running on exhaustion. Well, actually, why did I specify that? Everyone gains 5 temporary hit points if you eat breakfast.
Hooray.
Those of you who drink clava have advantage on initiative rolls for the next 8 hours.
I sure do.
Okay, I'm
Unless
sorry.
you're exhausted, right?
No. So everyone drank coffee except Ken, who drank clava. So Ken has advantage on initiative for the next 8 hours.
I didn't know it was not offered at the tavern.
No.
Well, now you know.
I see. Now I know.
The tavern is pretty bare bones as far as food and drink.
Plus what on initiative?
Initiative. You have
You
advantage.
get an advantage.
Advantage, okay.
Those of you who drink coffee get advantage on initiative for 1 hour.
Clava is
Which-
superior. I knew it.
Yes, that's never been a question.
I knew it.
You're so smart.
It's never been a question at all. Okay. As all of you are eating...
Oh, I just wanted to make small talk at the when we're having breakfast.
Go for it.
So Sylvie, as a paladin, have you ever, arrested any criminals?
What? Arrest? I'm not a cop. Like, I don't actually have authority in most places.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes, I didn't know if you took initiative, that kind of.
Do you know what a paladin is?
Yeah, I do. I was just making small talk. That's all.
I know, but I'm curious. Like, what does
People
a paladin
around here
do?
hate when you make small talk.
Yes, as a paladin, you sometimes have oaths of vengeance, some of them of justice, some of them have oaths to bed as many maidens as possible.
It's definitely
I
one of the
wasn't sure
tenets of
which
my
one of
goddess.
the oaths you took.
Oh, the last one for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
My goddess is very she encourages good relations with civilians.
Oh, and also
Relations
a
stuff.
big believer in second chances.
Yeah, that is for the second tenet is because thematically it makes the most sense for it to be the second one.
Right. All right. Cool. So,
I'm glad we could clear that up.
good to know.
Yeah. Why are you interested in learning my ways?
Oh, no.
You want to be a little baby paladin? I got a pearl right here.
Just, sometimes, people break laws or get accused of breaking laws. And
I'm not following the connection between my betting of maidens and breaking the law.
Well, as long as you're not somebody who tends to club people over the head because you think they're criminals. That's really what I was getting at.
I'm again failing to see the connection here. Griffix, are you trying to say something about me?
No, not at all.
Griffiths, are
Insight
you
check.
a criminal?
Not everywhere.
Where are you a criminal at?
22. Are you implying something, Griffix?
It's not all about you.
Wait,
You're talking to me!
It's clear that he's a criminal. That's what.
Are you clubbing people on the head? Like, what? Are you projecting onto me? I don't understand, Griffix.
You're right. I I'm sorry I projected my own, thoughts of clubbing criminals over the head on you. It
Do you
was
know who will forgive you?
Oh my god. Says Doll
you,
out
No,
loud.
her god.
her god.
No, her god.
But what about Sylvie? Does she forgive people?
Yeah,
All right,
it's
cool.
it's literally a tenant.
I think the important thing to get to the bottom of here is where you're a criminal at, Griffix. Because I
Yeah, is
mean, it
this gonna
might
be
be
a
important.
problem?
Why? Are you a
Oh,
cop, Ken?
No,
Well, why are you so curious?
I just need to know if we need to like avoid places like Shore Watch. Are you a criminal in Shore Watch?
yes.
Yep, I guess we can't go now. Mission's off.
Okay, that's important to know.
Oh,
Okay.
well,
This isn't about me.
I think I
Yeah,
mentioned
Sylvie.
that.
Oh, well, I'm just catching on because normally it
Oh,
is.
this is why you asked about a disguise. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, can't you do that with magic? Make yourself look different?
I'm used to being a little blunt and firebally.
I have a hat.
Okay, well, maybe don't do that where you're wanted, is the first thing.
I appreciate the advice. Thank you.
I have a
I'll
hat.
take that to heart. And the hat.
You wear a
Yes.
hat.
What
I
hat?
think we're gonna need.
It's a hat of disguise.
Oh, well, shit.
Oh, I thought it was just a fedora or something. No.
Mm.
Okay.
Ken would wear a fedora.
You would not take that back.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have a chance to shop in let's look at the map for a second.
LeBrookport.
Yeah, LeBrook. And so, you know, um I have friends as well as people who don't like me. I'm just saying that,
What'd you
we were
do?
going to not a goddamn thing.
Insight check.
Hey, yeah, it's not really cool to ask people what they did.
24. Well, I'm doing it. So, did you
Well,
do a goddamn thing?
I haven't done a goddamn thing there. Illegal, that is.
Is that what my 24 gets me? That you believe that?
Yes.
Hmm. Right. Sure. Well, I honestly don't care.
Yeah, I've done a lot of illegal things. Is that like a problem
Who
for
do
you?
we
No,
who do
not
we
at
have
all.
to
I think it makes
watch
it cool.
out for?
Oh,
Who do
thanks.
we have to watch out for there? The
Does
city
make me cool.
guard,
Yeah.
criminal organization. What? Who should we be
My
on?
family was murdered and I was framed for it.
Well, shit.
Damn, dude.
Lead with that. That's like a lot.
You know what? You kind of have to build up to something like that. It
Yeah,
gets
that's
awkward when
Yes,
you
I'm
go,
at lead
"Hi,
in the
I'm
conversation.
Griffix. I've been accused of murder of my family." You
that's
That is a
know?
lot. Did you
Yeah.
do it?
No,
You already passed I already did an insight check on that one.
Right.
You don't get
you
another
didn't.
one.
Of course you didn't do it.
damn,
Thank you.
that's fucked up, dude.
Well, when we get
Um,
there, we'll figure it out. I mean, I do have the hat as a backup. I mean, it is magical. It's pretty good.
it's the kind of thing I'm sure we want to keep this quick, but um, it's the fact that I have absolutely no idea what actually happened that really has gotten to me here. Um, anyway,
Yeah, if we have time, I mean, obviously we can't loiter in the city, unfortunately. Not if we're escorting our VIP.
We're on 2 missions right now, but
It
so can I
does
ask you a
sound
question?
important, though.
but
What are you hoping to get out of joining the Mariguard then?
there are there are people with divination powers. Uh,
Mhm.
and when you have enemies, it's good to have friends. And so that's
What about
part of why.
frenemies?
Also, I imagine the Mariguard. If you were on the run from the law, the Mariguard is where you go. You're forgiven everything.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
And
they
it's
take on,
different.
like, I think 80% of the people who enlist in the Meriguard are criminals.
So I've been trying to get in good and do a good job with the hopes that it allows me to dig up some kind of clue what really happened.
You don't have any idea?
No, I didn't. There was a time where I started writing a complex backstory, and then I
Mhm.
got worried that I might dump too much info on the DM all at once, so I never gave him anything like that.
Griffith, you're talking crazy. Snap out of it.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
Your
it's
eyes
all
glazed
painful.
over. It was
So you
crazy.
don't so you don't know. You don't know anything.
No, I do
Did you
know
not have
that
an alibi for that time?
I what happens is I if I were going to think it was anybody, I'd think it was the what's the name of the captain of the guard, Gaston. It was a
Classic.
thank you.
No one murders like Gaston. Sorry, I did my best.
Focus. I can bring it back. Yeah, because I did choose a silly name for that, but that's on me. It's like Gaston is the one who jumped to the conclusion that I had to have been the one who did it. So why was he
Mm,
so quick to put it on me?
Maybe
It's
Is
he was
always the
honest.
husband.
I mean, did you have an alibi? Where were you at the?
you see, maybe that would have been a good thing to have, given to the DM, but I didn't flesh in the backstory any better.
Oh,
So
okay.
I can
it's
help
like,
you here if you like.
thank you.
Please, for the love of God, he
Please,
says.
I start channeling another voice.
At the time of the murder, or at least the time that is assumed to have been the murder, Griffiths was supposed to have been on watch duty. He was reported not to have been at his station. But by Griffiths' memory, he was. He was where exactly he was supposed to be.
Oh, it sounds like maybe we're set up. Yeah, it sounds like it could have been the captain of the guard telling people to report you as not there.
So maybe if if I were going to, that's maybe it would be good to talk to fellow guardsmen that remember where I was that evening.
Or get the logbooks. Don't they usually log like guard shifts and things like that?
Yes.
That's a
Or we
smart
could
thing.
find and torture the guy who said you weren't there.
No, when you're in the city, we're not going to go around torturing people.
No, that looks like a bad look for the accused.
You all know, any of you who's
We could
native to
punch one
Aurelia,
a
but
little bit.
Griffiths, you particularly know, Shorewatch is not a small city, and it has a very large posting of guard. The watch in Shorewatch is significant. So,
Yeah,
there's
like don't get hung up on the torture word. Side's saying the same thing. Like you just beat people until they tell you what you want to know.
Or we could charm
Soft
them.
torture.
We could. I mean, all
I'm
we
not.
need is an in to somebody who has access to the logbooks to see if we can get them and see if they've been doctored.
I'm not saying no torture. I'm saying let's put that really low. Let's
Yeah, that's fair.
do some, and also where the idea is we're really just trying to get through Shore Watch.
Yeah. I mean,
If
we do have a very important person to get to. It
Yeah,
is
that's
kind of a
true.
rush to get him where he needs to be so that we can avert.
the only thing I'm asking is if we accidentally bump into somebody that I can talk to, that at least we give it 5 minutes before we continue with the mission.
Yeah, man. Of course.
Awesome.
We got your back.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for being vulnerable with us.
You're welcome. All right.
so
See, lots of
you've had breakfast, you've had some discussion.
Do we know
Uh,
anything about disguises? Nope. Hell
you're
no.
you're proficient in stealth, so
Yep.
yes.
Oh, okay.
I have a hat.
That's good.
Always
Uh,
accessorize.
Hold on. Doll, let me look at your character sheet real quick.
I just meant like I don't have it in my tools. You know what I mean? Like a disguise kit or whatever.
Yeah, that's not really a... Like,
Good.
you
I
can
can't
take a disguise kit,
conceptualize
but
that.
it's
What does that mean? What is that?
so
Fake mustache.
literally like makeup,
Yeah.
modifying like clay pieces that literally change the shape of you to make it
Yeah.
hard to determine who you were. But a disguise can be as simple as a hood, like it
Or
just
a hat.
or a hat,
Magic hat.
or even a hat of disguise.
Yep.
Jesus.
God forbid you forget that.
Anyway, you guys eat breakfast, you have this conversation, and then you, I assume, make your way
Go
to
to the dock.
the
Yep.
docks.
The hidden docks.
But not
Behind
the docks of hidden.
Oh my. Nope, not
She
those. The
says-
hidden docks.
The cavern. The cavern.
Behind the tent.
The cavern dock.
Cairn.
The kern.
The colonel.
Okay.
Who wants
Uh,
chicken?
All right, the dock scene seems to not be working, so that's okay. We'll just use this one.
Hooray.
I love it. As you are making your way, you will run into Ken. And as you do, Ken looks refreshed, well rested. Though those of you with decent passive perception will notice some red scratches on the back of the base of his neck.
Good job, buddy.
What up, playa? Ken? You good?
He's speechless.
I don't want to be referred to as player. Thank you.
Oh, shit, sorry.
It's you know, I mean, I live my life freely, but
Listen,
I don't
I'm the
feel like
last
I'm-
person who's
I don't
judging
feel
you
like
on
I'm a
that.
bad person.
Not a bad thing.
This awkward moment looked exactly like that. An awkward moment. Let's and Grief has just appeared from around like the corner.
Grief. I'm so happy to see you right now.
I bet you are. And I'm so happy to see you all on your journey where I'll never see you again. So,
Aw. Come on, buddy.
He'll miss us.
oh, I'm having a great day.
Wait, why? Now I'm suspicious.
Because I don't have to worry about you all anymore.
Aw,
He was worried about us.
we knew that. Don't worry, Grief.
Anyway, alright, let's go.
I'm not worried at all. And he turns around and just begins leading the way to the hidden cove.
I will follow Grief.
The ship, the Dedica, is in the dock, and it is a big ship. It looks like, well, as described, a combat frigate. There are a lot of cannons. There's at least 15 on the side facing you, which makes you, at a glance, think perhaps there's 30 guns on this ship, which is a lot for just a transport vessel, though a little bit less than you'd expect for an actual military ship. That being said, it's more than the Heron had, that's for sure. The Heron, you try to remember, had maybe like 3 in total. As you approach, Kayla is there, and you see Addie, aka Dura Adelon, they're standing on the pier looking at the boat. Grief, as he approaches, says, "All right, they're here. Can I go home?" And Kayla turns and looks at Grief, and she says, "No, I'm afraid not."
Oh shit, he's coming with. Yes! Yes!
He's the one. Oh, Grief.
Poor fucking guy.
I need someone I can trust to travel with him. Keep an eye on it and make sure that Dura is safe in his travels.
I
And
was like, oh, damn, dude.
you can see, like, Grief's shoulders are dropping, and his smile is vanishing.
Hey, you're gonna come with us? Oh, fuck yeah. Sylvie picks him up.
Ah!
Gives him a squeeze.
I
We can get fucked up together after all.
don't drink.
Oh no.
Don't worry, everybody has flaws.
I take it you've all met Dora, Addie, your
Mhm.
new companion.
Hey.
Hello there. I really am quite pleased to travel with you all. I didn't think when I saw you in that tavern that this would how things would end up, but quite pleased.
Is he quite pleased? Can I
He's
insight
all
myself, guys?
smiles, but yeah, go ahead and roll
Oh.
insight.
Like,
He-
why is he playing? What? What?
We're awesome.
Okay. I mean, we kind of are. That's a 19.
He seems eager to just
Get out of here.
get
Is that
out of
what it
here.
is?
Yeah, he wants
Alright,
to leave.
gotcha. And we
Um,
do seem moderately competent in that we killed a courser.
Moderately competent.
Please put me down.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
You owe me big for this. And he says that to Kiowa, who nods and says, "You'll have it. All aboard." As you are kind of ushered onto the ship,
Yep, all aboard. On we go.
Who's navigating us up to the shipwreck?
so there is a captain on the boat. He is a dwarf. He is very stout. He has no hair on the top of his head, and all of it is on his beard. As you
Ken will introduce himself and, compliment his beard. Like, oh, that's an impressive beard.
You have good taste. I'm Captain
Yeah,
Weatherly.
I wish I could grow one, but
Need more ale in you.
I'm willing to try it.
Well, we have plenty in the galley,
Next
though
time.
it's enough for a few months of travel, so do not try not to hurt yourself. The dwarf begins rounding up the crew. It looks like
Spring wants to check out the firearms immediately and just get a sense of them.
okay. Roll me an investigation.
$14.
The instant you start perusing the guns, what you can gather from the guns on the main deck, there's 7 of them up here. They seem not huge, but sizable, and you're not really sure with that investigation check if they're the same sort of cannon that you'd expect on a Ceresian ship. They look a little different. When you hit the next deck, you hear, "I see you looking at my guns."
Spring turns. What is
There, you see a 3-foot-tall tabaxi with all black hair leaning on one of them, and he says, "You like what you see?
Sure do.
25-pounders.
That's pretty good. We make them a little different in Saris.
Yeah, they do. Born and raised.
Yeah, me too.
I could tell. I knew there was something I liked about you as soon as I saw you."
Spring. She holds her hand out to shake.
Shuffle.
Good
They're
name.
made for each other.
Gunner.
name,
Shuffle.
Gunner Shuffle. Mind if I hang out, see the goods, see how they work?
Yeah, you can take a look at my wares. Ammo cache is down there behind the door. No smoking.
Sir, of course, obviously.
I gotta say it. I don't know why everyone on this ship needs to smoke cigars, but they do. So, you see it happening, do me a favor and stomp on their toes.
Sure will. I got some heavy boots. She kind of pats her armor.
I like you.
I like you too.
And he begins to show you around the ammo cache and the various 25-pounder guns.
Fantastic. Bring his round for people.
They tend to be around guns, it seems.
Yeah.
The ship, it looks like they were just waiting for your arrival and also the last of the freight to be offloaded. You see as the enormous crane lifts the last of the cargo out of the hold, the ship suddenly lists forward and back in the dock, and the ropes are pulled. Captain Weatherly then announces, "All right, everyone. Hold tight as we are backing out. Ready or not, we are leaving." Grief, who's been apparently roped into being on this ship, he's seated so the deck has the balustrade that keep you from falling over, and it has the various posts along it. He has threaded his legs through the posts and is leaning his head on the balustrade looking at land as it begins to leave.
Aw, buddy.
Is there anything anybody wants to do as the ship, the Dedica, begins to leave?
Get on it.
You're already on it.
Oh, okay.
Those keen eyes,
Yeah,
they're
we've got
working
that.
for you.
Board bar.
Echo, out of curiosity, since Grief is coming with us,
Yep.
is it possible for Spring to craft some magical arrows for Grief?
Sure.
Never make me any magical stuff.
Grief, she recognizes that Grief, it seems upset about this whole thing, so she's gonna tinker some magical arrows. I don't know what kind of materials or anything I will need for that sort of situation, but
Okay. What sort of magical arrows are you trying to make?
I think I want to give him something some kind of make a smoke powder thing, something that'll give him some area of effect sort of situation.
Okay.
And then maybe a couple simple ones that are just +1, +2.
Okay. +2 arrows are a significant thing to make.
Yeah, +2 is yeah. So a couple of +1s, and then maybe a smoke powder,
What spells do you have that create an area of effect?
Good question. I have. Sorry to hold people up, guys. Oh, I have grease. Maybe a grease arrow could be interesting.
Reef's grease.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of. Yeah, I'm looking at. See, grease, protection from poison, web. Maybe a web arrow could be interesting.
Sure.
A shatter.
A shatter arrow could
arrow,
certainly be.
Yeah, a shatter arrow. That seems it seems like the thing.
Okay. Yeah, you can totally try and make one of those. It would take some banacite.
Luckily, we have a shitload of that.
Do you?
Well, I don't want to
It's not ours, but
not ours.
Yeah, that might be a little questionable if Silvermane catches you dipping.
yeah, we could just say we. Never mind.
Anyway.
Probably not.
As the ship is pulling out, and Kayla and her posse of guards are basically watching the ship leave, Grief shouts out,
You better take care of Kaga for me!
Who? Who's that?
We don't know.
I know. I'm asking him.
Uh-oh.
Grief looks at you.
Is
Mike.
it like a pet?
Yeah.
What kind of pet?
Can we talk later?
It's private?
I don't want to use my mouth right now.
Oh. Oh, are you sick?
I don't want to talk to anybody. Will you fuck off?
Well, I was gonna help you if you feel sick, but I'll fuck off.
When he says talk later, he means talk never.
I don't
Grief,
get it. Why wouldn't he just say that?
Because it doesn't stop you.
Yeah.
You hear just the signal as Grief's head thuds into the banister.
This poor guy.
Just wanted to know what his cat's name was.
Not a cat.
See, if you just told me, I would have had to guess.
God damn. You open it back up, Grief.
You can't feed me anything. I'll keep going. Okay, see, he's learning.
Yep.
Oh, I think I knew you had a cat. The ship has a cat.
I do hope this voyage goes a lot better than your last one.
I
Dura
mean, how could
says,
that happen twice in someone's life?
Hopefully
Right.
no Leviathans.
could you maybe break down what happened the first time? I'm just curious. No one's ever spoken of a Leviathan to me before, and, well, if you survived a shipwreck caused by one, it must be quite the story.
Is anyone going to tell her, or should I keep
There was
talking?
There was a storm. A Leviathan came out. It tried to take down the ship. We tried to swim away and not get caught.
There
in
were
the
these
whirlpool.
large watery arms, right? That kind of like, swung over the ship. And it's not even like it had a real physical, right? It was like this watery beast. Right?
The stories say Leviathan is a colossal water elemental, so I guess that makes sense.
And it was able to shake and turn up the ship real easy. So before you knew it, we were about to fall off the ship. And then Sylvie, you basically got out and started jogging at some point, right?
Yeah, I was sick.
So it's like it took you forever just to catch up with us. And,
Well, yeah, it was big.
And at first you think what you want to do is mash yourself to the deck so you don't get over. But then the whole entire ship starts sinking, and now you're tied to the ship. And God forbid you actually got knocked out or something at that point. Now you can't untie yourself, and you're tied to something really heavy. It was a scary time.
While you're like breaking down everything that happened, Dura's like casually walking away from Grief, trying to like leash all of you away
Aw,
from the
good
kobold.
guy.
But as you're talking, he says,
Yes, science will give him space for sure.
as you're talking, Dura will say, I've seen many vast creatures in my time, but nothing seaborne. Did it make any noise? Did it try to speak or roar or anything?
Sounded
Or...
really wet.
No, I don't remember any noise other than the ship cracking.
That's almost more terrifying.
It was not a fun time.
The tendrils were not. You didn't want to get hit by them. They were bad.
It's just in hindsight, I think
Makes
I
you think
should have
about
attacked them.
The way
No.
sound might travel in the water plane.
The worst I'd ever seen was my campaign when we were attacked by purple worms. But that wasn't nearly the same.
Isn't that a band?
What?
Nothing. I thought I heard a bard band name that once.
Named what?
Purple Worm. Don't mind me.
You do seem quite the eccentric, aren't you?
I just
So-
live my life, man.
I heard that purple worms were big.
Massive, yes.
Like, ridiculously huge.
Swallowed 2 horses and 5 soldiers in one go.
Damn.
And do they have any arms or legs, or just I just know they're huge.
Imagine a giant, purple tube of meat.
Ew.
It's all mouth on one side, and everywhere it's covered in thorns. And should any of those thorns happen to scrape you, its venom would just tear you apart from the inside. But no arms. I don't recall any arms on the creature. It kind of just kept leaping out of the ground and diving back in. Very hard to track.
Where were you?
The Sea of Glass, based in Aurelia.
Okay, because I don't want to go there.
Oh, they're not common. They were attracted by the sounds of, well, our cavalry and soldiers marching.
Oh.
You were a soldier?
Yes. I was a soldier, and then I was in charge of soldiers. Big section of my life, that.
So you attained a rank of some kind.
At one point, yes. The highest I acquired was colonel.
Wow.
Time.
It wasn't bad. I don't miss it. Responsibility is not my favorite thing in the world. But when things need to be done, it's hard to sit idly by. So,
Sometimes I think those are the best people to be given those responsibilities are the ones who don't want them.
and I really don't want them. So. No.
But you're kind of throwing yourself back into it.
Well, let's just say some people are not pleased with Aurelia and Ko being at each other's necks, and I'm one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've never been a fan of, assassinations and bloody, poisonous takeovers.
Wait a minute. Are Ko and Aurelia at...
Yes. Yes, they are.
Yes.
Were they at war before we left?
Yes, they were.
Yes.
Okay.
They've been at war for, I think, a year now. Maybe just shy.
I'm just like, when we were in Aurelia, when we saw the, Jaran Turo and other KO, I'm just asking you as the DM. Were KO, or the KO general and KO forces
Yes.
sprung up inside of Aurelia?
Yes, they teleported out of a tree right in front of you.
Yeah. We had a whole conversation about this, about it being like politically, like, what are our responsibilities? And they asked us, like, their whole thing about asking us to not tell anybody and to, like, bring things onto the Mariguard, like, that super political because KO and Aurelia are at war. And the Mariguard is neutral.
It didn't sound smart, or it sounded fraught. Even before, I didn't even know they were at war. But now that I got that detail straight, okay, cool. Sorry for the whole entire brain fart.
Oh. I didn't mean to say that as Dura.
But anyway, Dura, so you're going to be able to fix this?
I don't know. I'm going to do my best. I'll say that. I'm a native Kayan, but my family has lots of ties to, well, Aurelia, the homeland. And I was good friends with Heleus.
But you don't want any responsibility.
I don't want it, but I'm willing to take it if I can stop people from dying, is the important key thing here.
I think most people, would feel that way.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, lots of people don't
I'll
step
give
up.
them faith. If most people just can't do anything, most people are common folk who have skills that do not translate to combat. But I think that if they did have the skills, they would want to try.
It's one of the reasons why I was eager to travel with you all as Mariguard mercenaries. I know none of you are too keen on standing idle, at least for whatever reasons they are. So,
Well, I think it's noble.
I'm not doing it for the image.
I know you're not. Doesn't make it less noble.
Then I suppose I'll just say thank you and leave it there. What is your story? So why are all of you taking jobs that take... Well, I guess the shipwreck wasn't intentional. I am aware there were likely things you did not relay to good old Kayla. She does her job well, but not much more, so I was curious, perhaps, if you'd be willing to share with me what you didn't with her. Because we're going to be traveling together, well, for quite a while, and I don't want there to be any obvious secrets.
I don't know.
Well,
I think
we're not going. Sorry.
We're going to pick up our cargo, and I think we'll just let that surprise be, revealed in its own time.
Do we
Other
need
than
to
that-
suppress him with it? He's going to find out.
Hey, you can spill the beans.
We are delivering Banasite.
Okay.
Lots of it.
A significant amount to
Are
Libra.
you aware? Are you aware of what happens when there's a lot of Banasite all together at once?
Hold on. Let me... I don't remember
Leaks
anything.
into the groundwater. Wait.
Turning all the hell frogs gay.
I believe it can cause some strange magical occurrences, wild magic surges, such things like that.
That is
Oh my
certainly
God, who's
what.
kidding?
Emily's.
It's Bash.
That is
Bash.
certainly what you will encounter. We were hired, obviously. The Banasite may or may not be illegally obtained. We didn't illegally obtain it, but maybe.
Oh.
I mean, we don't care about whether it was legally obtained.
I don't really either. Well, I can assist, maybe, if there are some strange magical occurrences. I'm trained in the arcane. I can maybe provide some help.
Are you a wizard?
Yes.
Oh. Battle wizard.
Oh, hell yeah.
You don't meet a lot of those. Most of the wizards at the Mariguards are pansies.
I'm a
Wow.
I'm a
That
scribe.
is something to say when they can't hear you.
Exactly.
I was trained as a scribe before my duties in the military, so I'm good at reacting to things and maybe altering the flow of magic on the fly, is how I like to put it.
Battle wizard.
You can
Sounds
call me
good.
that if you like. Yes, Seth?
I just said it sounds useful.
Yeah, it's certainly useful, especially with what we're
Oh
going
my god,
through.
bless you,
I'm sorry.
Addie. Oh, it wasn't
Um,
Addie.
No. Sylvie, how do you feel about sorcerers?
Right. I mean, why? I feel like you're asking me a lot of weird questions that aren't about me.
Well, I didn't realize that the Mariguard wizards were such pansies. I was
Oh
just
yeah, of
wondering
course
how
they're
you felt
pansies.
about the Mariguard sorcerers.
They're usually pretty hot.
Good answer. Good answer. And I'll leave it at that.
Have you seen their instructor? Holy shit.
I'm sensing you're a woman of very specific taste.
I think that Griffith has seen
Well,
the sorcery
kind of
instructor.
specific.
Yes.
Moving,
Not
I think,
specific at
is
all,
the
really.
specific taste.
Yeah,
Well, and the tits.
I really do
Moving
prefer if they
tits.
have pulses. Yeah,
Oh, good to know.
and also tits.
Right.
Wow, Braum
Tits-
was barking. He doesn't like us reducing women in this way.
Rom is a
I-
feminist
we
advocate.
appreciate you, Brom.
He is.
3 separate people
Absolutely.
just said tits to me in rapid succession.
You okay? old
Oh,
man?
don't be such a wizard about it.
I'm fine. I did want to say I can also provide aid in scrolls. I have many. Would any of you like to be the
Yes.
main receptor? I have plenty.
I mean, I don't have to be a main, but I'll take one.
I've been, well, in my spare time, he like opens up a bag and he starts pulling out scroll after scroll after scroll.
Grandpa, he's like, I like to do this embroidery.
He's been so bored.
He's literally been
That's
exhausted.
exactly
Addie.
what that is.
Do
This-
you have any ways
That's
of getting
adorable.
a message to Persh?
Sending. I can cast sending. Would that assist?
That would be great.
That would be great.
I think we should put that at the top of our priority list, just to give him an idea what's going on.
I have a scroll of it somewhere. Hold on.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, that means one of us can cast it.
Here is, well, this is magic missile. This is banishment. This is.
I want the
I'm
I'm
banishment.
sorry, is he just handing us?
He's pulling scrolls out of his bag and handing
Because
them
the
to
second he, half of a gesture of magic missiles and, did you say banishment?
you. Yes, yes.
Oh, I
That one took me
wanted
a
that
minute.
one.
Oh my god.
I can make another if you want it.
I do.
Yeah, dude. Isn't that
okay.
powerful?
Like there's scrolls
Yeah.
like bouncing on the deck of the ship and rolling around now.
Well-
I am down on the ground, stopping them from rolling. No dignity at this point.
Okay.
Ass in
And-
the air.
So make sure, and so I just get a scroll of magic missile banishment and what?
Enlarge, reduce.
Oh shit.
Uh,
I have more. There's identify here. Anybody want that one?
I
I
would
mean-
Oh,
love
yes.
one of those.
There you
Or
are.
do you want? I'm like, sorry, I don't mean to be greedy. Spring, what?
No, you're happy. Go ahead and take it. It doesn't
No,
really matter
no.
who casts the spell.
Here, have the banishment. Or do you want the identify?
It's. I guess I don't get the banishment.
Can
You
you
get the
cast from
banishment?
scrolls?
Anybody can.
I'm a
Oh.
fucking magic user.
I mean,
Anybody,
okay.
anybody can cast a scroll.
It's on your spell list, and when it's above your level, isn't there a chance of fit?
So if it's okay, so the way I work spell scrolls is, if you are not a caster, you can still cast a spell from a spell scroll, but the DC is based on who wrote the spell. In this case, it is Dura. So I kind of do it backwards. The base
Nice.
DC is 20, and the more intelligent the wizard is, the easier it is for somebody else to cast it. So, for someone who cannot cast spells to cast one of Dura's spells, it's a DC 12 intelligence check.
Shit, Dura, you're smart as hell.
It's my job. Yes.
I mean, it's like I could even cast
yes,
magic.
of course.
I would not say that, so I had to type it.
And so that's for spellcasters or non-spellcasters?
Okay, so if you can cast spells, you can just cast the spell. If it is a higher level spell than you are capable of casting, then it is a spellcasting check. And your DC it's like counterspell. You have, if it's a 5th level spell, you have a DC 15 spellcasting check.
Oh, God.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. If it's okay, so the system's a little more complex than I've just broken it down as. If it's a high level spell, if it's 3rd level or above, a non-spellcaster needs to make that intelligence check, and the DC is also altered by the level of the spell. So if it's a 4th level spell, the DC increases by 1, 5th level spell increases by 2. Really, when all this happens, I will ask you for an intelligence check, and I'll have the DC for you. So you guys don't have to worry about that.
So is it, who has got the easiest or easiest chance of casting banishment with this scroll?
As a 4th level spell, anyone who can cast a spell, you just have to beat a DC 14 spellcasting check. And I think any of you can pretty easily.
I have a +9 to my spell attacks.
Yeah, so you'd have to roll a 5.
It might actually be good on Sylvie because she doesn't. I'm not saying she doesn't cast spells, but like that's not a paladin's main thing. You know what I mean? So there
That's
might be
true.
sometimes she can't get into melee or whatever.
So,
Okay.
Griffix, you have a +8 to your spell attack. So you'd have to roll a 6 or better to cast banishment.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's, yeah.
I have +10 because of my weird artificer bullshit, but also like I'm happy. Like I don't Spring doesn't need the spell scrolls. I'm happy for everybody to have them. It's fine.
So long as Addy is in your party, he's going to be a supply of spell scrolls.
Hell yeah.
Out scrolls.
He has a scribe wizard, and every day I roll to see what scroll he writes.
Oh, Grandpa.
He's just
I
knitting
love
for the
it.
kids.
You love to see it.
I have his spell book ready and open in front of me, so whenever I roll, I know exactly what he's going to make, and it's all the spells he knows, not just the ones he's prepared. These include things like Hypnotic Pattern and Web and Fireball, and
Hypnotic Pattern.
Fabricate is on the list, and there's lots of good spells on this. Anyway.
Okay, so there's the ones that spilled on the floor. Banishment, which is going to Sylvie, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. Haste fall on the floor.
Haste is on his spell list. There is a chance he could make it.
Doesn't have it right at the moment.
You can also request certain spells, and he can say if he has
I was
them or
going to
not.
ask, does he take requests?
Yes, as our scroll daddy, could we have haste?
I can ascribe you haste. I just require a little bit.
Oh
Okay.
yes,
I've handed you a scroll of sending. That one was easy to do. And he makes a note to himself, like, haste. I'll make that one tomorrow morning. Will that do?
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who is talking to Persh?
Pen, you that's been your thing up to this point.
I mean, yeah, but well, I've noticed I'm pretty perceptive. He gets annoyed when I talk out loud with my mouth.
That's fair.
I think he might actually prefer
Maybe
Spring.
Spring? Yeah.
Ability to convey something without any
Or
emotion or
Griffiths.
passion.
I queued up this scene change 15 minutes ago.
Oh, shit.
But it's here!
It's here now.
Thanks for that, Sylvie. Thanks.
Hey, I'm always willing to compliment you.
I don't think it was a compliment.
Well,
but
I meant it
thanks.
as one, so you're welcome.
Uh-huh.
I like you, Sylvie.
Cool. Good. Everyone likes everyone. Great.
Yep.
So what are the limitations on ascending?
25 words.
25 words or less.
Okay.
I have a cream puff, guys.
Addie is Dura Adelanya.
Why do you
Yes.
you mount?
He is a high elf who seems a little later in his years.
Which means he's
Sorry, I
old as
thought I was
fuck.
muted.
And we're taking him to Farum.
To Shorewatch, to eventually to Augur City.
To Augur City.
He specifically needs to not go to Farum.
Okay, give me a second to talk amongst yourselves while I figure out how many words this is.
Fair
This
enough.
is the problem with sending.
Did I just get Teacher Emily?
I think so.
Word
Yes.
doc does a... that's fair. Word count.
Someone roll me a d4.
Ken. I vote Ken.
I rolled already.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait, can you go on?
He pulls. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
He pulls 3 more scrolls out and he says, "Oh, you might as well pass these over. I'm not going to use them." Hold on.
Thanks.
The first one is a first level spell. It is Find Familiar.
Ooh.
Ooh.
The second one is
You can only
a.
cast it once though if you don't have it, so that sucks.
It's true. The second one is a 4th level spell. It is Faithful Hound.
Aw.
Oh shit.
There's a
Griffix.
theme.
More hounds for Griffix.
He's obviously a dog person.
He
But
is
for the
obviously
ones
a
that
dog
need
person.
components, are they already in the scroll?
They are used when making the scroll. Scrolls are always an action to
Okay,
read and
so,
cast.
yeah.
Unless it's a reactionary scroll, in which case you can use it as a reaction. But otherwise, they are an action. Even if the spell is a bonus action.
Got it.
I think rogues can use cunning action to use a scroll as a bonus action, but I'm not
Oh,
sure.
shit.
Hold
I
on.
know Arcane Trickster can.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
all
that
of
might
them
be.
can, but
Okay, the last scroll he pulls is a 2nd level spell. One. Need a D8. Okay. What is this one? Oh, this one is Tasha's Mind Whip.
Oh shit, man, that's awesome.
And I think those are my reserves, at least what I had just lying about. I must keep a
Oh,
few
cool.
for myself. But I'll make more in the morning. A hobby.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hope
yes,
to prove an
very
asset.
helpful.
So, who's always wanted a familiar?
I mean, it'd be cool, but like, after you use it once and then it goes away, you can't get it back again.
It only goes away once it's perished.
Yeah, but what if it dies? Then I get attached.
Cast it again.
I don't have that ability.
Well,
Could you keep making that scroll?
I could make you a spare or two.
Oh,
Or you could
I-
try being, or you could try being cautious of your familiar.
I would really
That
like
is
it.
what I would recommend. Your familiar is a very useful tool, and frankly, the Fae appreciate those who are more careful with them than those who are not.
Can I have one? Can I have it?
I will write one for you. I don't have one at the moment. I gave
Oh,
you
you
the
handed
one
one
I'd
out.
already had.
But yeah, but
Okay,
who took
no, nobody has. You can have it.
it? Yeah. No.
Spring is ready to cast Sending.
Amazing.
Okay.
Reminds me of something I don't remember.
Whoa.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did that. Whatever. Spring will open the Sending Scroll. Gotta ride from Holdrift. Gotta do a favor for the Copper Mask, escorting Dura Adelon to Augur City by way of Shorewatch.
How did you make it an image?
It just copied that way. I didn't
Okay.
mean to do it like that. It just didn't copy the text. I'm sorry.
That's very funny.
Sometimes that happens in Discord if I copy just the slightest amount of text. I do not know why.
One moment while I write up Persh's reply.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves, yeah. Do the thing.
Emily, I sent you a very important message.
Oh my god, it's so important.
It's very important.
Emily, respond to my message.
I hope she does.
I have to find it. Hang on.
That's okay.
Secutious.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, you hear immediately. Acknowledged. I'll speak with Maxwell about it. See what I can learn. I'll also send more paper.
Going to Shorewatch.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Cool. Spring nods her head. Pershing's acknowledging it and then says he's going to send us more paper. And we'll talk to Maxwell.
Mhm.
We got a ride.
So, as you all are aboard the ARN Dedica, on your way to the original shipwreck of the Heron, with a new companion aboard, well, technically 2 new companions, because Grief never intended to be one,
Buddy.
that is where we're going to stop tonight's session. Okay.
Grave.
But it lets me switch to this immediately. Ah, yay, okay. As we come to the end of the session, I want to thank you all for playing with me. And before we get any farther, we must go to the players' votes for inspiration. So, we're going to start at the top with Brinch. Who did something that you liked?
Meg, with the constant Kenergy, the smooth exit on the the goblin scene. I think was very well done.
All right. Meg.
Sorry, I was muted.
How
I'm
dare
gonna
you?
have to give it to Scythe. I do think that the reverse thievery was very nice, and it was a cute little moment that spun a lot of other little moments that night. So it was nice.
Hellfrog.
Make sure I'm not muted. Okay. You gotta give it to Ken for like playing against type and being a respectful and courteous hookup. So good job. I like it.
Courteous Hookup. Also a band name.
I was gonna say that.
Okay. Pen.
I am going to give it to Griffix for the backstory drop. I really liked how he tried to make it like a casual slip into a conversation with Sylvie, but she just wasn't getting it.
Oh man,
And, that was also on Pen, but like Sylvie was like, "What? Why are we talking about me? I don't understand how this relates to me." And he's like, "It's not about you." Okay.
Emily.
I would also like to point out, like, also very great how can we disguise ourselves just casually? Can we talk about the disguise? Like, that was an honorable mention to Brinch for that. That was excellent. But I have been holding on to this little moment for the whole session. Ken for being obsessed with the idea of it would be a better story if it were a bride that got lost at sea. Like, that was like such a
would be.
fucking such a bard move. Like, such a bard move to just be like wrapped up in like not the story that we like need to tell the person that we're talking to, but like the story that would be the most epic to tell. And I think that's been like an important sliver of Ken's personality like this whole time, and I thought this was a really great way that sliver kind of was shining through this session, and I liked it a lot.
Okay. And last but not least, Sal.
Me. This is hard. I really
vote for
like all
her.
of the characters.
yeah, I thought so too.
In this campaign, and I say this like every effing time. I just like how do I pick? There was probably a moment in this scene. There was probably a moment in this evening that I could have picked for everyone. But I do want to give it to Griffix for just for the backstory drop, but also for like trying so hard to like sideways like approach this with various people, and just like the subtlety, just like it's like doll subtlety at one angle, and then Sylvie like a brick wall, and then just like the whole, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was like and it was very consistent, and I'm glad that we actually got the moment of like, yeah, well, he's like, can we just, I could be wanted here. I'd like to know what happened. I know that we have an important mission. It's like, yeah, well, we're not going to go to your backstory town and then not do your backstory, man. It's good. No, anyway, that's my vote. It was
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Which
I love
means
Ken.
Ken, You've won the player's vote for
But I also
inspiration.
really appreciated that Doll took a point of exhaustion to help Scythe because she did not think about flashing large quantities of money in a hostel.
That whole thing was
Just
very
completely did
cute.
not
I
think
want to
about
give
that.
inspo to all of. I want to give my vote to all of you for that, and I
She was
deflected.
just like, not like, oh,
So cute.
like I'm used to living in the woods. Sorry.
Yep, it shows.
I want to thank you all for playing with me tonight, and to those of you who are at home or at work watching, hi Penn, hi Emily,
Hi, Emily.
hi everybody else. We love you all, and I wish you all a good night.
Mm.